welcome to Area of Effects Productions weekly D&D game. This is your host. My name is Jesse. Thanks to all our players, Luke, Zach, Erinn, Tad. Tad, thank you for setting up all of our stream work and dealing with all of us yelling you about all the stream stuff. Luke, thank you so much for taking care of our YouTube videos. We are hoping to get some up in the next week or so for our first one on YouTube for editing, so hopefully be looking out for that soon. That should be under the same username, AOE Productions. So some exciting news there. If you want to get a hold of any of us on Twitter, you can reach all of us at productions_AOE on Twitter. Myself, you can find at Jesse Miller PLZ. Luke over here, you can find at Mark Datter. That's Mark__Datter. Zach, you can find at Norian de Iridius. That's NORIEN_DE_IRIDIUS. I think I added an extra I in there. If you have two I's in a row, take it out when you're entering that in. So thank you guys for joining us. This is our session 2 recap. When the party ascended from the sewers after the death-defying adventure fighting against some deep sewer rats. They were bringing a plague upon the town. They ascended and they were immediately verbally assaulted by a paladin-ish looking man named Taverick. In a fit of luck, they turned his bloodlust and his mission to find the perpetrators who might be causing this issue in the town into a friendship. Working hand in hand, they solved trouble with a sea hag. She, keeping herself mysteriously disguised as a small, troublesome witch at worst, was exposed as a dastardly creature with apparently connections to others. And during this adventure, they were brought to the hand of Delano Youngblood and Asimar, who was first seen in the light of suspicion, is now kind of probably in that realm of friendship as well. Let's see what else we got. Nova had his stars read by Alderia. He found out that he was born under the sign of the wolf, and she gave him kind of a brief interpretation of what that might entail for his future. Upon defeating the sea hag, Auntie Agatha is what she called herself, they discovered that she had connections to two other mysterious hag-like creatures, one named Reshma, and the other one cryptically referred to as the Night Mother. In the process, Kylar acquired a mysterious doll that seemed to be lightly dipped in blood. Nova acquired a map straight to the Green Hag's lair, which seems to be about 4 days south of the primary town they're operating out of so far, named Valtine. And Erzan acquired a mysterious pink ring. So with all of that being said, you guys ended last session in this lair. You had brought Taverick along with you. He's waiting, kind of guarding the main entrance to this kind of pool seeing room of this mysterious sea hag, Agatha. And you are dropped in now as you are kind of finished investigating this area, taking a deep breath, wondering what exactly your next move is. Whew. What would you all like to do?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was. It's been a bit of a long night.
It's been a long evening. I think we should go back to the inn and actually have a good night's rest.
Good.
I agree.
Okay.
Then it's southward in the morning.
Perfect.
Or wherever your map's leading us.
Yeah, you gather
Sure.
that southward is the direction it was indicating. This other creature seemed to be indicated as Reshma. Maybe. What the heck? There we go. Sorry, my thing was being super quick. You guys make your way back out to Taverick. Kind of looks at all of you as you reascend from the water chute that led you back to her kind of secret domain. Are you all right? Did everything go okay while you were in there?
Of course it did.
No further traps or anything?
We didn't run into anything, did we?
Well, the chest was diseased, but we seem to
The chest
dealt with
was
that quite easily.
concerning, yeah. But we handled it.
All right, very good. And the matter is settled. Well done. Thank you all for your help.
Anytime.
Of course. I suppose you all be wanting a night's rest. I'm a little sleepy myself, truthfully.
Whatever's left of the night, for sure.
Indeed. All right. Well, let's make back. And unless anybody has anything else to do, you guys assemble and start heading your way back towards Valtine. You come into the town, probably you'd guess in the realm of 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, so a bit before sunup. You could probably finish out your rest and then get going midday tomorrow. You are noticing as you enter town, just typical quiet. The town is still in its pretty decimated state, and at this time of day, there is not a soul to be seen. The absolutely ravished population of this town is too few and far between at this point to really be representing any human life at 4 or 5 in the morning, and that's just a mental note you guys make as you enter, is kind of remembering this town is pretty much waylaid at this point. But you make your way back to the Prancing Pony. And as you do so, the door is left unlocked for you guys, although there is no one to greet you as you return. You'd guess that they probably won't be out for another few hours. You guys make back for the rooms you've been given due to your prior help with the situation with Joseph the Rat Flinger. And without any trouble, you head back to sleep. So if you guys would all like to, you may gain the benefits of a long rest.
As we walk up the stairs of the tavern, I'd like to clap Nova on the shoulder and tell him, be sure to tell Jasmine goodbye in the morning.
Right. Man, I would have spaced that,
We're all here to help.
All these interpersonal relationships,
Okay. And as you guys kind of are getting your last tired quips out, you settle into the rest of the morning, sleeping until about noon. You reawake as the bustle of a fairly quiet, but still as bustling as it can be, tavern kind of wakes you, and groggily you awake and refreshen yourselves. Now, returning down the stairs, you see Jasmine as well as a familiar halfling serving drinks and talking to people. The spirits actually tend to look a little higher today for the most part. You see a few more people than you'd expect. But yeah, they just greet you, kind of run of the mill, unless you guys want to stop and do anything.
I'd like to walk down and sit in a booth and ask for some breakfast. A booth big enough for everybody to congregate at, preferably farther away from any sort of crowd that there is. So
For sure.
this
It's
privately.
dispersed at best. You find something very easily and find some time to congregate. And Jasmine comes up. Good morning. And what can I get for all of you? You guys kind
I'll
of start.
take the omelet.
Sure. You guys start listing
Coffee
off.
if you have it.
What was that? Sorry.
Coffee if you have it.
Of course.
Hey, in the morning.
Yep.
Before we head down.
Sure. Yeah, you wake up a little early. having a
I
bit
need
of
to spend an hour performing a ritual to create a magical bond with myself and my weapon.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess I get up. Maybe either I get up an hour early. I'm late getting down there. How about that?
You can get up an hour early. You guys were
Okay.
kind of lackadaisically, kind of like, all right, when are we going to be ready here? Each person needed a little bit different.
Cool.
Sleep. You can go ahead and get up an hour early, and you perform this ritual. Your black leather bound book describing you a couple very specific arcane runes. As you flip from page to page, you notice the book scrawls it across almost like a reflection. You can see it at one angle, and then it fades as you flip the next page.
Cool.
And you lay out this very delicate ritual and perform it for an hour without breaking concentration. And you are now bound to your weapon.
All right. Yeah, my glaive. do that with.
Yes. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. So your glaive was kind of laid out in front of you, and you were just drawing some arcane runes around it, using some of the base magical energy that you've been able to acquire during this arduous process of leveling.
And for breakfast, I'm thinking just if you got like a platter of meats,
I'm thinking
that would be
I
amazing.
took you for a biscuits and gravy man.
You know, I just kind of flip flop. I'm all over the place. You know, not just sort of a one kind of meal man.
There was a
one
stint
trick
there. He was
pony.
vegetarian.
Couple days.
Jasmine acquires your guys' orders and sets about making breakfast for you all. She brings breakfast ales and warm milks with honey and the works, as you guys request, free of charge. You guys enjoy your meal, I presume. It's quite good, actually. You imagine whoever they've got work in the kitchen is probably very experienced.
Now that I feel
As
somewhat
we
more
eat-
human.
As we eat, can we discuss our plan of attack, more or less?
Of course. Go for it.
So Nova, you received a map, correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe we should all look at it.
Yeah. I'll whip it out. Put it on the table.
So you guys see a very basic, crude map, but you see the town of Altine crudely drawn in borders, with a little bit of desert around it. You see to the east, it's Aunt Agatha's hut, kind of that you guys had already invaded, marked about 2 kilometers out of town, and then south, deep into the south, to the point where the map can't properly scale it. It says about 4 days south is to where Reshma's lair is going to be. It's let's see. It is described to you guys as similar to Aunt Agatha's. It's kind of a hovel on the side of the road that's kind of dug into the sand. And what you gathered last time, Nova, was that it was some kind of cavern, some kind of low cavern where she can hide out from the heat of the sun.
Do we know if that's 4 days walking or 4 days horseback?
You go ahead and roll me an insight check.
15.
15? Yeah, that's plenty. You would guess, just based on how you've seen these beings travel thus far, you'd guess foot walking. So perhaps, 2.5 days on horseback.
Okay. Not that we have horses, but it's
But if
consideration nonetheless.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, if
Do
they
we know of any? Sorry, I was just gonna ask. Do we know of any surrounding towns by where this would be located?
Yeah. Let me just pull out a map.
like a town goal to have.
Yeah,
Someone
you
we
guys.
can ask travelers.
You guys would know that there is farther south on that road, probably another, I'd say, like just under a fortnight's travel, if you count this travel plus the additional travel. You'd guess somewhere in the realm of 12 to 14 days away, is a small trade bazaar. That it doesn't typically have like people that are living there so much as kind of stopping, setting up shop, and moving constantly. But both beyond that, it takes a long time and to hit a main highway, and from there, there's not many towns until you hit. If you go east and southeast, you can hit on the border of Davros. You could hit a town called Rostar. If you go southwest, kind of on the far outskirt of the desert on that side, towards the kingdom of Dalikos, you could hit a town called Siphon. Otherwise, your best direct south would be on there's a river called the Eline River, and not directly south, but as close to directly south as possible. In the crook of that river is a large town called Elbow's End. You'd guess that's as close as a month away along the main highway.
It was a
And
pretty
there's not really
barren trek up
anything.
here.
Yeah. And there's not really anything in between us and Reshma's hovel. Like
No,
Valtine
not
and Reshma's hovel.
particularly. Maybe travelers coming up north to Valtine, but with the war, people have been, you'd guess, avoiding just the northern area in general. So
I am from the
There-
north.
the main thing you're gathering is that there are like small gatherings of people that might congregate in places, but the large towns are a decent hike away here in Valtine. You're kind of at the tip of the desert, so getting through to it is tough from Corandaria.
I am from the north. Are there any desert travel considerations that we should be taking into account before we prepare? Or as we prepare?
Extra water.
Ah.
I mean, I'm proficient in survival. Could I roll to see?
Yeah, just you're trying to roll to see if there's some kind of precautions you might think that think
Yeah,
ahead.
anything extra aside from the obvious.
Sure, yeah, go
Extra
ahead and roll.
water and
Yeah. Extra food, water.
Yeah, I was thinking more like fauna and that kind of, or like survival, like survival-y stuff.
Sure. I will say that's part of this check as well.
11.
11, that's enough to grant you some details. This is it's fairly arid year round in this desert, so it's typically moving sand. It's not like kind of the hard caked sand, so you would expect to see less cactuses. But in a pinch, if you're willing to get a little high, cactus juice would help quench your thirst. It's the quenchiest. So,
The quenchiest.
so you would
With
you would
bonus
be,
hallucinations.
you would be prepared
Ooh.
to handle that if you were in an extreme situation. Further, one thing that occurs to you is that it is very hot during the days and very cold at night. So you want to be prepared for, if you're traveling during the days, perhaps some kind of large leaf or something that would cover you from the sun. And if you're traveling at night, some warmer things to bundle up in. With the 11, the one thing that occurs to you that's kind of standing out about the rest is that typically you recall that there's a certain type of sand scorpion, just a small, pretty innocuous creature that usually hangs out in the crevices of the desert. So if you're traveling or staying overnight on a non-roaded area, hang out at the peak, because they come out at night and they like to hang out in the troughs.
Okay.
No, but you remember that? I think it was a week span where we ate cactus and had a really bad time. We should prepare with extra water this time.
That's a good idea. Yeah, extra water. I mean, I'm assuming we would already have, since me and old Kylar here ventured our way northward to Valtine.
Mhm.
I'm assuming we already have like the gear we need, but maybe we should make sure these other two got what they need.
Yeah, you guys are fairly well equipped at this point. Little bare bones. Like if you wanted to spend a bunch of money, you could get like the best gear you could possibly get, kind of thing. But you definitely are sufficiently equipped.
Okay.
Alderia is in particularly the least equipped, just because she is coming from the eastern forest.
I've been wondering where you decided I lived.
Oh, you were actually pretty nearby.
I never actually said. I just kind of left it open.
Yeah. If you are wondering that too, just for your purposes, to the east. Again, I don't have a great map making skill, so I can't do too much as far as that is, but I can always feel free to ask, because I'd love to keep you guys updated. This is our current map. Corandaria in the center here. You guys are at Valtine. This is Elbow's Bend, probably the most direct town. So the Savrantine Forest kind of is in this Dalikos area in here, and that's probably where you came from. And then you made your way over to Valtine here. You guys came from Crete Helion down here, all the way north. and then Urzan is from north of the city here as well.
So I'd be prepared for like colder stuff if I'm from a forest, but maybe
Yeah.
not a hot.
Right.
I'll just get naked.
No, but Kyla, I have a single water skin. Do you think that's enough, or should we try to acquire a few more?
I'm
You're
sure
dead.
that's fine. You should definitely get more. You don't want to mess with the cactus.
Are you sure?
I lost a week in the desert thinking I was a toad.
I've heard that it was the quenchiest.
It is indeed the quenchiest. I will give you that. Not sure the hallucinations are worth it, but
I had a good time.
It's quenchy as fuck, though.
Alright, can we go to a store?
I think Jasmine might be our best bet, Alderia.
Oh,
There's not really a whole lot of other stores here.
Yeah, this town is sadly pretty decimated. Conveniently enough.
I'll wave down Jasmine and ask her to come over.
She does. And yes, are you enjoying your breakfast so far?
It is wonderful. It tastes like the chef who prepared it has many years of experience.
I will let him know you said so. Thank you.
Bird.
We were wondering if you had any spare water skins that we could borrow for a little over a week.
Yes, I'm sure I could drum something up. And truthfully, at this point, I don't expect anyone coming through here expecting to leave with more than they brought, so you needn't worry about bringing it back to me. But
I
let me see what I have.
nudge Nova and be like,
Yeah. We don't. Water skins.
into my coffee
Water
mug.
skin.
Yeah, I think we all need some of them, and I think we're good on rations. But unless one of you guys was down on rations.
Did you have?
I believe I have
Remember.
8 days worth left.
Cactus is
Oh,
out
no,
there.
I have 1 day. I certainly need some rations.
Wait, no. Check your.
You may even find some wild rhubarb.
Oh, you're right.
I know where that's planted.
I have-
Thank you very much.
You
I
do.
have 10 of them.
You can
I'm
forage
good.
for us.
There's actually, you guys are mixing it up.
So
You know where
rhubarb.
rhubarb is, not where rhubarb is.
Ah,
So-
yes. Rhubarb.
Rhubarb. Special kind of rhubarb.
Rhubarb. Husband of
Quenching.
rhubarb.
Rhubarb.
Rhubarb. But no, you guys are. Jasmine drops off some water skins for you guys.
How many?
Cool.
4. She brings enough for 1 each.
Cool.
I
Thank
wish
you,
I could
Jasmine.
get more, but and then you guys notice they're quite large too. Like they're filled with water and have. If you're careful, they should last.
Sorry.
Stop that. This is
Right.
a D&D stream. We take this seriously.
Allergies.
Professional strem.
Professional strem.
You can add a water skin.
You're allowed to. I'm just kidding.
Is it a magic water skin?
Okay.
Yeah. Hey. I guess is there anything else we need? Because I mean, it's already like what we slept until noon.
Yeah, it's getting into the like probably 1 o'clock range now after breakfast and a little bit of basic tactic discussion.
Curzon, Alderia, you got the rations you needed, right?
Oh, I had 10. So I was
Correct, yep. Before we leave, there is one more thing that I'd like to do.
Right.
Kyla, you received a doll or something, right?
Gives me the willies. I slept with it under a rock in my bag.
Will you pull it out, and I also pull out my ring with the pink stone and set it down on the table?
Sure.
I'll cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Are you detect magic? Excuse me. I was thinking identify. Are you doing this as a ritual?
I cannot. I'm a paladin, not a cleric.
So go ahead and mark off the spell slot. You get a few looks as you're kind of starting to pull some holy aura runes kind of into the air and start directing the magic. But
Oh,
with
that
your
reminds
guys'
me.
Yeah.
Cat's mage armor on myself.
there you go. Go ahead. And,
So we're both just casting.
yeah, you guys
It's just casting spells.
you're getting a couple looks from like from a pretty diverse looking group of people, but most of them, knowing your reputation, kind of nudge the other, like, don't stare.
Don't stare, they're doing magic stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so you guys identify the first, or rather detect the first ring has, one second. That is going to be, sorry, I wasn't prepared to answer this question. Let me just double check and make sure I get this right. The first ring is emanating a magic aura for sure. And you gather it is emanating an enchantment. And then let me just pull up the other one. The doll is emanating a kind of a dark energy aura, almost like a natural magic, but corrupt. And you're getting an evocation aura from it. So the ring is a kind of just basic magic tool, it seems, but it has an enchantment effect on it, and the doll has some kind of evocation effect.
Well, we've already taken enough time here. We might as well sit and learn what we can with these things.
Can we do that while we travel? This is a genuine question.
Yeah.
As we walk, can we kind of identify them?
Yeah, you guys have limited experience, but I would say that you would know just based on at the very least, based on the experience with the pipe, that you acquire the knowledge of what something does upon attuning with something, if it's attunement. Otherwise, you might have to go through some other kind of arcane studying and tests to figure out what something does if it does not require attunement. So unless you want to try, I would say you could try and determine the effects of something if you're proficient in Arcana, just by looking at kind of the different magic elements of it for the ring, and then you could make a nature check for the doll, I'll say, if you're proficient in it.
I had something.
I have neither of those.
I'm proficient in nature.
Okay. Yeah, if you wanted to try
what
and
you said the other one was.
there's a Arcana would be for the ring, and then if you were trying, you've gathered with the identify or the detect magic that the ring or the doll rather is kind of this natural dark magic. So you're thinking maybe someone in the ranger or druid realm of things might have a good chance at figuring out what it is by kind of giving it a look.
While we're traveling, I can
Kind of give it a look-see.
Yeah.
Okay, is anyone going to try and challenge the ring to see if they can figure out what it is, or?
I'm not proficient in Arcana, so I know nothing about these matters.
I am proficient in Arcana.
Okay.
And I am, well, I may not be a master at jewel craft, but I am fairly skilled.
Sure. I will say with that, go ahead and roll me either. I'll give you a choice with that mention. Either a jewel crafter's check using your intelligence modifier or Arcana check. Whichever you prefer. So that'd be proficiency plus intelligence or whatever Arcana is, which I guess is probably the same.
If I'm using my tools, I'm double proficient.
Perfect. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, then yeah, let's do
Let's
that.
use your
That's
jewel
a
crafters.
+5.
I rolled 21 for nature.
Just 21 for nature. Let me just take a note of that so we make sure.
It's not great. It's a 15.
15. Okay. So without attuning, to either of these items, let me get you some information for them. So with the 21 nature check, you just pass the DC of 20 to kind of figure out what this is doing. You don't know the precise effect of what this kind of bloody-looking dipped doll does, Alderia, but you are gathering that it is some kind of you activate it by tossing it, and like something happens in an area of effect. It's an evocation magic. So putting that knowledge mixed with the dark natural magic you're looking at this. It doesn't seem like the more you hold on to it, you kind of try and like attune to it how you would the pipe. Doesn't seem to do anything. You're guessing some kind of consumable item from here. It's hard to say exactly what, knowing dark hag kind of rituals. It could be anything from a damaging effect to some kind of maybe blindness or restriction, something like that. It's hard to say for sure.
So we're gonna save that doll until we're in a pickle and eat
Yep.
it.
And then yeet it into a group of enemies is probably the vibe you're getting.
Nice.
And then with the Arcana check, you don't gather a ton, Kyler, about the specifics of what the ring does, but your knowledge of jewel crafting does grant you... where did that page go? 1 second. Here we go. Yeah, your knowledge of jewel crafting grants you a few different things. Generally, you tend to know that certain colors of gems will represent certain magics. You know that blue tends to be arcane, whereas clear and gold tends to be holy, and green tends to be nature as far as gems tend to go. With pink, it's a little tough because you're guessing that that is somewhere in the realm of either the red side of things or maybe like the white, light color gold maybe side of things. So when it's mixed, you gather that that it's either something to deal with strength, some kind of strength boon or negative effect, or some kind of charismatic negative or positive effect.
Interesting.
So
It
it's hard
also
to say.
says I can identify gems and determine their value at a glance.
Yeah, and you would gather. Let's just
For my
see.
own curiosity.
Yes, you would gather that unenchanted, which you happen to know this is enchanted, but unenchanted, this gem would realm in the price of about. One moment. Unenchanted, this would be with your 15, you'd guess somewhere in the realm of probably about 50 gold pieces with its size. It's a rare pink gem. You haven't seen many of its kind. It's hard to say exactly what it would be called, just because it seems like some kind of hewn together mesh of different veins. But unenchanted, you'd guess somewhere in that like 25 to 75 GP range if you're a good haggler.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I wasn't able to find out.
Pink gems.
Wasn't able to find out everything about it, but I could take some time on the road and attune and figure out exactly what it does.
Sure, if you're confident that it's not dangerous.
If it is, I've done worse in my time. It's a risk we all have to take at some point, since none of us can properly identify magical items.
Okay.
I'll kind of slam my hands down on the table and say, well, I'm eager to get on the road. Are you guys ready?
Let's go.
Let's get out of here.
All right. You guys collect your things, slip the ring on. You gather, and somewhere in the realm of 15 to 25 minutes later, you'll understand exactly what this ring may or may not
Right.
do.
Who had the doll?
That was Nova who picked up the doll.
Okay, I'm gonna
No.
hand it back.
I had the doll.
Excuse me.
Okay,
Kat.
I'm
You
gonna
can
hand
you
it
can
back.
hang on to it if you want. It makes me feel weird.
I don't like dark magic.
I don't really either, but okay.
Kinda
Open my
grabs
pack
its
and just
tweezers. All right, safely tucked away, right on top of all of your goodies.
cold on my back. I don't like it.
You guys start heading out into the southern trail and into the desert. Can I have one of you? We'll just say Nova. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Okay, we won't use that one then. That's gone under the desk.
Gone forever. We'll see you on break, dice.
98.
98. Okay. Good to know. So I will be taking note of that. For the initial purposes of this, Kyler, as you attune to the ring, you gather that it is called a ring of friendship. The wearer has the cantrip friends with the following benefits. Where did you go, ring of friendship? It gives you the ability to cast the cantrip friends without doing any of the component needs, such as talking or anything, with a DC of 13. You guess you're not huge into the magical gem tinkering realm, but you're guessing this base level enchantment probably skyrockets the value of an item like this.
Right. Well, I figured out what it does. It makes you
What's
make
that?
really good friends with everyone.
Well, that's nice.
Sweet.
Probably the only reason that hag had any friends to begin with.
Actually, that's a fair possibility, Nova.
Get wrecked. Oh, wow.
Anybody want it? Otherwise, I'll wear it. It doesn't really matter to me.
I like friends, but if you want to wear it, you can.
Zoop. I hand it over. You can have it.
I like friends.
So it lets you cast friends.
It lets you cast the cantrip friends. The only difference is there's no outward kind of effects as you do so. You can just cast it innately, and it is a cantrip.
It's a DC
The
13.
DC 13. Wow, you guys got a really cool roll. Let me tell you, Luke. Good rolling. And I got a note that you rolled that, so I make sure I go around the table for the future.
Hey, how do
Cool.
I just add a cantrip on here?
You're gonna have to add a custom spell, probably. We'll have to do it later. Do you know what Friends does? Otherwise, you can
Lets you
open a new
make
window
friends
and
with people.
pull it up. Kind of. Oh,
Yeah,
open
for
a new
now. For
window
now,
is
we'll say. For
Oh,
now, we'll
okay.
just say.
Oh.
Go ahead and Google it for now, or pull open a new window and figure that out. For the first part of the day, everything seems to be going pretty swimmingly. You guys get to night.
I posted it in the chat, Erinn.
Thanks.
In general.
You guys make it until the sun starts climbing down. As the sun kind of gets to be facing you, you're already feeling the cold start to creep in for the evening. You're very familiar with the sensation of the desert, just suddenly the heat evaporating from your bones.
Right.
So, if you'd like to continue on, you guys could technically go through the night. Would start incurring points of exhaustion at some point.
Well, I don't think that's really smart. I mean, conserve your energy. Desert's dangerous, and don't sleep in any crevasses. There's scorpions down there.
Thank you. That's very helpful.
Scorpions. Where do we sleep instead?
Yeah, he's a
Things?
He's a ninja. He wears a yellow outfit, and he's got this spear thing. He's all about getting people to come over.
He has a flaming skull too, if I remember correctly, right?
That's the one.
He goes like
The
this.
Lich.
My parents aren't home.
Come over here. Get over here, not come over
It's a Mortal Kombat reference.
here.
Alderia grew up in the Druid Temple. She doesn't know the great ninja scorpion.
But it's a bit of an esoteric reference. I'll give you that.
I'm thinking we slept in a little. Maybe we could push a little into the night.
Yeah, you guys are wagering. You guys got a pretty
Sure.
decent night's rest after all things considered. So
Sort of.
yeah,
Any
As
of you
you-
folk with night vision might want to take the lead.
It's not me.
I'll pop light on my
Oh, that's
armor
right.
and
this
then take
boy.
the lead since I have dark vision.
very good. Go ahead and roll me a
Press on
perception
for a
check.
couple hours.
And as we're going into the
Me?
night, it's starting to get cold. Everybody, give me Constitution saving throws as well.
What if I'm resistant to cold?
I'll say go ahead and make it at advantage.
Cool.
Perception was a 15, Jess.
Okay.
17 con.
Con save was a 5.
5, okay.
$22.
Very well. Aldaria?
Sorry, I was trying to.
It's okay.
I was trying to do something. I was
Also-
trying to.
This is just a-
shift.
Professional strem, that's all.
Where?
What are you trying to shapeshift into?
The opposite of a professional strem.
I'm trying
Polar
to
bear.
shift into a
Form of an ice menorah.
elk. No, I'm trying to think of something that would be cold resistant.
It could be a camel.
Doesn't matter. I got like a really high
Caribou.
roll anyway, but I was just trying to be a little, you know.
If you want to be
Flare.
flavorful of it, you can definitely do it. You'd guess any furred creature would survive much better than a humanoid creature.
I'm gonna be an elk.
Okay. I'll say,
Or, no, an elk.
considering that, so go ahead and mark off the wild shape, but you are completely immune to this first check. For everyone, Zach, what was your roll? Sorry.
17.
Okay, Kyler has had a 17. So, Urzan, with the only failure, go ahead and mark down a point of exhaustion as you guys are starting to get chilly into the night. You are starting to get very sleepy from a long day's travel in the sun. Trying to ration out your water has been pretty tough for you, and continuing on, you'll until you get some rest, will be a little disadvantaged here. No pun intended.
Do you want to walk close to me?
Sure.
Warm and fuzzy.
Okay, you guys continue on for a few hours. You guess now with the moon high above, the cold is set in, but most of you are faring well. It's probably about 1 a.m. now. You haven't, with the 15 perception check, you haven't seen anything too disturbing yet. You know that the desert is probably a more dangerous place at night, but the road seems to be pretty clear so far.
Shall we perhaps make camp for the night?
Yeah, I think that's far enough.
Probably for the best.
I'm just gonna.
All right, so we'll do like a
Make
a
weird
quick
elk
camp.
noises.
Ram shack. Elk. Yeah, what does an elk sound like?
Oh.
Very screechy.
Very
Aw. Have
Is
you
that
guys
cowboy?
watched like the caribou in Polar Express?
No.
I have not.
You never watched the Polar Express?
Never.
I
I
read the
somehow
book
managed to
in,
make it my
elementary
whole life.
school.
without
Jesse,
watching
this
it.
Christmas.
Coming
Do
this
it.
Christmas.
I hate Christmas movies.
You're
Hate
gonna
me if you will.
buckle up, buddy. You're going on the Polar Express, and you're gonna love it.
My just so everyone knows, my favorite movies in the entire world are Hallmark Christmas movies.
Oof. Big oof.
Year round.
Yeah.
Loki of
Not
1999.
Ducky.
You can get that out of my chat. Get it right out.
All right, so you guys, are you going to push forward even further into the night?
No
Oh,
way,
no.
man. We're gonna make
It's-
we're gonna
it's
make camp
bedtime.
here.
Pretty good
No,
luck.
we want to do a quick camp.
Okay.
We can't.
Let me find that thing that I needed. There we go. So you guys,
That's reassuring. Okay.
oh, it's don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. You're just all gonna die. It's fine. you guys bed down for the evening. Is there a watch you guys would like to take?
By the way, if it's been more than an hour, I'm out of elk form.
Yeah, I'd say kind of by the end of this late night traversing, pop out elk form. You're like,
I can take the first watch. That's fine.
I'll take the second.
Take the third.
I'm asleep.
I'm asleep.
No, I'll take the last.
Oh yeah.
Good.
2-hour shifts.
Yeah, Urzan, I don't know if you remember to put your armor back on, but I had forgotten up until now.
I'm not gonna
I did.
power game you guys. It's not DM versus players. It's DM throwing things at players. You guys will always remember to bring your armor along with you, if not put it on. So.
Well, I mean, just my AC was significantly lower.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Can we sleep in our heavy armor during these camp sessions?
Yeah,
I'll
I'd say
always,
you
if I'm
are-
sleeping in a bed, I'll.
You're welcome to either way. The big ticket item is just mostly that in a situation where you're in a comfy bed, it might disturb you, kind of thing. But you're welcome. You're welcome to sleep in it. It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah,
So,
I was just gonna say,
yeah,
if
the
I'm
only
sleeping in
thing-
a bed like in an inn or something, I'm always gonna take my armor off. But
The
like out
only,
here, I would not want to.
The only real thing I'd oppose disadvantage to something for, or like a lack of rest would be plate or half plate. The rest of it is all
Okay.
flexible enough that you can kind of rest where you're at.
Don't you wear plate?
Huh?
Don't you wear plate?
I'm in chainmail currently. Eventually, I'll have plate.
Sure.
Plate's expensive.
Yeah. I'm excited for when you guys get to that point. That's my favorite way to play D&D, but one thing at a time.
Yeah.
We got some
Yeah.
exciting, dangerous low levels to get through first.
No kidding. Yeah,
Sure.
so I'm on first.
All right.
Before I go to bed, re-upping mage armor.
For sure.
I have a ring question.
Go ahead and shoot.
Do I have to use it to get advantage on charisma, or is it's only if I cast friends as
Correct.
a cantrip, right?
If you use the
Okay.
friendship cantrip from the ring, it does the effects of friendship at the spell at a DC of 13,
Okay.
which I believe is a wisdom saving throw. I'd have to double check.
So I won't forever be making people pissed off at me if I do charisma checks.
Yes, yeah, absolutely not.
Okay.
And I will say too, charming effects and illusion effects, DMs have a kind of tendency to nerf them in general, just because this is your guys' first game with me as a DM. I'm a little more forgiving in that sense. Like if it says he automatically becomes violent towards you, I'm not going to do that. So they might kind of be like, oh, my brain or something, but they're not going to like attack you.
Okay.
So, but to be fair, if someone finds out that you're casting magic on them, up to them how they act. Could be different depending on the person. But yeah, you guys start your rest. I believe Nova was first. Go ahead and roll me a perception back.
A projection back, but I'm having a stonk.
Stonks.
Spubby. E-free.
That's pretty good.
Stumps.
21.
Whoa, good roll. You are kind of leaning up against your glaive on top of this dune, surveying. Over the course of the night, you see one man kind of walk by on the road in a camel, just kind of lifts a hand to you, waving. Seems to continue on.
Cheers with my glaive, I guess.
Yeah, he's wearing a big turban at this point. You're guessing very useful for this weather. Warm during the evenings, cold during the afternoons.
Mhm.
Also seems to be wielding a glaive, but he makes his way by silently. And then you guys, you also notice over the course of the night some kind of little. You don't have dark vision, right?
Correct.
So just by the kind of firelight, you see glowing eyes kind of out, watching you from the dark. Just a kind of small, you'd guess smaller critters that are pretty close. You see 3 or 4 of them, and they kind of peer, but never get brave enough to approach. And then by the time your shift is up, they've seemed to leave you guys alone for the most part.
Cool.
So you wake up, Alderia, rather?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll make sure she's filled in. Hey, got some weird yellow-eyed bastards kind of skirting the camp, and
Oh, little friends.
I don't know if they're friends or not. They haven't approached. A man went by, turban on his head. That's about all I got. I can't see too well right now, but good luck. Wake us up if any shenanigans happen to arise.
Cool. Sleep
Okay.
well.
And with that, he does sleep well. Probably. We'll see. Alderia, if you'd like to do anything during your watch here, you may perceive or you may attempt other things. As you decide to get about 2
Well,
hours.
I have a 21 passive perception,
Sure.
so I'm going to assume I just perceive
The world.
Well, depends
the
on
world.
Watch the world turn.
how the world.
I'm gonna
steps.
understand life a little bit.
Yeah. So you think you see the same kind of descriptor. Some small creatures staying probably in the realm of about 40 feet out of the firelight. Kind of yellow cat-like eyes almost in the distance. Just kind of reflecting that weird kind of hollow look, if you know what I mean. They think that they're being stealthy, but you look right at them. So
Hi, little friends. And then I also am going to look at the stars
okay,
and
You
see
see-
if the ram has changed.
the ram is still in a very familiar state of a single glowing star, currently pointed south.
And then can I? Sorry, just looking
For sure.
While I'm sitting here, can I just kind of, in general, use augury to get a feel of how this trip is gonna go? Like if we're doing the right thing going.
Go ahead. I would say yes, but try and pose a specific question. You know the way the spell works. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a if I do X, what is Y kind of thing.
So, what's the if okay, so if we keep going on this path, are we going to find this person? Are they going to be there when we get there?
Who are you speaking of?
I don't know her name.
Reshma?
Yeah.
Reshma? Okay.
Yeah.
So if we go on path, will we find Reshma?
Yeah.
You take out your star compass and kind of fold back and to show the kind of gyroscopic astrolabe that you are now familiar with. As you pour some of your arcane magic into it, it starts spinning, and it starts generating light. You see the familiar aspects before you, this time feminine. Let me go ahead and pull those up, because I'm a butthead and I'm never prepared. You see first a picture of you see stars arranged in almost like a hemicircle, and around it the form of a bear grabbing a fish out of the water, snaggles it as it fades into darkness. From the water now, kind of left in the scene, a whale pops up, splashes with its fin, and descends into the deep. A familiar constellation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shapes a W almost as a form of a snake around, slithers around it. You see a tongue whip out, slithers away. And finally, slightly unreassuring, but still present, a single star that you recognize as the left horn tip of the ram. And you hear in your head, "Will."
Cool.
And that is all.
Cool. And then I'm just gonna look at the stars and think. I sit
You
there
do so.
for the rest of the time.
You observe the familiar patterns, enjoying them as you always tend to, being a night person in general. There is no better place for gazing upon the stars than the high desert. They aren't speaking to you too drastically, but the ever-glowing shimmer of the last star of the ram grants you a little bit of hope. And then with that, unless there's anything else you'd like to do, your round of watches is up, and you can go ahead and wake up Erzan.
Erzan. Erzan.
Hello. Oh, thank you. Anything I should know about?
We're on the right path. I talked to I consult with the stars. We're on the right path.
Oh, that's good.
Also, there's, I think, some like cat animals or something out there, but they don't seem like they're gonna come over here.
As long as they're not too hungry. I'll kind of get up and stretch out. Get ready for my watch.
Okay. What would you like to do on your watch? You are given the evening, the second to last 2-hour session.
So I am exhausted,
Currently, yes.
but I have dark vision.
Okay.
So can that kind of even out my disadvantage on perception?
No. You can see in the dark.
Okay, fair enough.
So here's the thing. You can see in the dark, but you're rolling against something, essentially. So the disadvantage is reflective
Sure.
of the fact that you are worse at the skill check against that creature, not so much that you have things that could cancel it in round.
Fair enough.
So,
Well, as I begin my watch, I'm going to touch my holy symbol, cast guidance on myself.
sure, yeah, very fair. And you feel that familiar glow of the holy justice magic. You're fairly confident that you'll be led not astray by the ever glowing warmth of your god tier.
Then I'll attempt to do my watch.
Okay, go ahead and
I
roll me a
like holy
perception check if
justice
you're trying to
magic.
watch. Holy justice magic.
The god tier is god tier. First of all.
Ah,
I'm gonna need you to leave.
you're right about that, Nova. Perception. I rolled a 3. I rolled a +3 for my d4, and I have a +1 for a total of 7.
7. Throughout the course of the night, you occasionally catch glimpses of motion, but nothing seems to be changed. What is everyone but Urzan's passive perceptions? 21. 10.
And
Nova. F.
9.
Yeah. So
Nine.
Should we just take some of mine
Yeah.
and dole it out?
I snore too loud. I can't help you.
what was that, Alderia?
Mine's 21.
Okay, and then 10 for. So actually, in a twist of fate, Nova, you wake up as these kind of large tipped fox creatures you see enter your room. There's just a very gentle light, and it kind of it like starts trying to dig at your bag.
I'm just gonna yell at it and
Yeah.
try to kick it.
Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check.
Hey man,
You see this kind of like light brown, kind of like the little deer guy on the camera here.
Get
Light
Girl.
brown,
It's a
cute
girl.
little white face, big pointy ears, probably the size of like your hand on a body that's not much bigger than that.
Intimidation. I got 23.
Plenty. The creature just scurries off. You hear another patter of footprints, footfalls from outside. Alderia, you notice the same thing, and then Kyler, I'll say you lose 1 ration as one kind of gets into your bag here. Gets hungry. Sadly, they rolled pretty good against you. But Alderia, you do notice as a creature enters your tent.
Can I talk to it? Is it still here?
You can certainly try.
Okay, I'm gonna cast
And
talk
it's
to
kind of
animals.
like rifling through your bag.
Okay, I'm gonna cast talk to animals. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
What do you say to it?
I'm gonna cast this. No, I'm not. Okay. Excuse me.
Its ears prick up, looks at you with a sideways glance, kind of side eyes you. Doesn't
What are
say
you
anything. Hungry.
It has the same voice as the mouse. That's so
Oh,
weird.
shit. Oh, yeah. Hungry. There we go.
Excuse me?
Got my fox voice. Hungry.
I'll break some stuff off and give it to him and say like, okay, but you just can't steal anything else.
Go ahead and roll me an animal handling check.
I think weirdly I have a bad.
Has friends on it.
I don't even know how that works. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
11.
11. He kind of gives you a look. Approaches slowly. His ears droop a little bit. Takes the little crumb. Thanks. And then rifles out of your tent. Yeah.
Was it a desert fox?
Yeah, it's
Fennec.
desert for the world you're in. Very huge ears, small, short body. with kind of like a frilled tail, almost a lion-like. It's got like a little plume on the end of it, but otherwise it's like kind of thin fur. But the ears are kind of fluffy, and its chest is kind of fluffy, and it seems to be a night creature of sorts. Small, kind of probably like a jowl, like that long, you know.
Cool.
But yeah, with that, Erzan, everything goes perfectly for your watch. Sadly.
As far as I know.
Oh,
As my watch kind of gets to that halfway point,
yeah, pretty close to that.
I
Those are
will
my favorite.
pull out my. What is?
Look.
That little
I just
desert
sent it up.
foxes, yeah. Yeah, it's very
Oh, the
close. The
desert
only
fox, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
notable difference is that these foxes are slightly less furred. And actually, Alderia, go ahead and roll me a nature check too. Just as part of this, it's a good, interesting distinction that you might pull up.
21.
21. Yeah, you notice traces of sand kind of shaking out of their fur as they move about. You'd guess these creatures stay warm by burrowing.
Smart.
So, just as a little side note, slightly less fluffy, but definitely practical. Yes, sir.
As my watch gets to like the halfway point or so, I pull out my alms box and take a stick of incense and pull it out, and just very gently like pull out a firebolt out of my hand just to light it and then quench it.
Sure. Yeah, you do
And
so.
Touch my holy symbol and
Play with the magic a little bit, kind of focusing on that control. You're starting to feel that essence from within and from without.
right, and kind of just ruminate on the things that I've discovered about myself in the last few days.
Yeah, lots of change for everyone so far, and Erzan is no exception to that. So
Right.
you sit.
That's all I do for the rest of my watch.
Resonate and listfully spend the hour as your friends are being robbed blindly.
Just the one friend.
Just the one
Yeah.
friend.
That's me.
Sorry, buddy. Don't worry, Erzan. I'm sure we'll wake up to some fecal matter in his garbage or in his backpack or something. Who knows? But with that, Erzan, you wager that your watch is about up as the sky is starting to get a little lighter. So, if you'd like to wake up,
Sure. I'll walk over to Kyler and gently tap him on the shoulder.
I like
You're
come
up,
to with
Kylo.
like ice starting to form around my hand, like pointing towards you.
just me. Don't worry.
All right, is it my turn?
It is.
All right, sleep well.
Thank you. Please keep us safe. I'll go lay down.
Okay, Kyler, you are starting to see the hints of twilight. Your stay out is actually starting to get a little warm towards the end, and you have a nice desert morning to yourself. A very preferable way for you to start off your day. You're kind of enjoying this, watching nature start to wake up a little bit,
Definitely.
or go to sleep in some cases. But
If any
you'd like-
scorpions get within 30 feet, he's gonna ray of frost them.
for sure.
He does not like
Go ahead
bugs.
and roll me a perception check.
Zero. 13.
You spend your time, and you see, as Nova mentioned, there is a little commotion towards the bottom trough of this kind of hill you guys camped atop. So on one side is the road, and then on the other side is this trough, so to speak. You notice a little commotion as the night is winding down, kind of critters moving down there, but nothing ever comes remotely approaching you guys, as far as you can tell. So... But with that, unless you would like to do anything else, your 2 hours spent until the sun is raised is up, and you start waking everyone for your day's travel.
I might get up a little early.
For sure.
Mostly because as a player, I forgot that I can have two bonded weapons.
There
So,
you go. So you'll do it
I'm
again.
going to spend an hour this morning. I'm going to bond with one of my hand axes.
Okay. So it's that familiar ritual. You start on page 1, and it walks
He's
you through
bonding.
Silence.
almost like an instruction manual. It flips through, and as you accomplish each task, one rule goes away and another appears. Interestingly, everyone, you may gain the benefits of a long rest, and you feel that you're feeling that magical connective bond to your hand axe now, Nova. No trouble.
Cool. I'm putting it
If I
back in my
eat some
bag.
rations, can I get rid of my exhaustion?
Taking a long rest will cure 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
That's just for those who are unfamiliar. Each long rest will heal 1 point of exhaustion. So let's say you have 3, and it would take 3 long rests, and you'd recover from that.
As we go to like have breakfast, I dig in my bag and then I look up.
Mhm.
Something happened last night.
Well, I did talk to some foxes.
Yeah, those little yellow-eyed bastards digging in my bag.
Is that what stole my rations?
Little yellow-eyed bastards.
Well, I gave
Yeah.
one some of my rations, but I told him he couldn't steal any more. So that
He
must
must
have been
have had an
before I
accomplice.
talked to him. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I just kicked him.
You kicked a fox?
You're stealing from me. That ain't right. You tell me. Well, I suppose you did catch him. You rewarded.
I just give him that look of,
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
yeah.
That's all right. I still got 9 whole rations.
would
8.
should I kick you just for being you?
You could try.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I can't do it. I'm good. I can't.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Me.
Shall we press on?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Let's break down this camp and
Thank you, Kylo. I'm glad that some of us are seeing sense.
So, a couple of us have to be rational.
Yeah, ration.
yeah, I mean, you're running out of rations. You
I'll
haven't rationed
pack
for
up my
very long.
tent. Get ready for the day.
Keep
Okay,
a
you
straight
guys,
face until I turn away and then just start laughing.
you guys pack up your camp, feeling pretty well equipped. Survived the night pretty good, and you think to the journey ahead. You have 3 more days ahead. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you're continuing along the road?
No, man, I'm just gonna keep. I mean, reading my book.
Sure.
Book.
You're seeing more of these rituals in here, and you're feeling whatever dropped this book to you seems to be having a vested interest in you having a little bit of knowledge that you might not otherwise have. So,
Right.
anybody else?
I'll walk over to Kylo and say, Kylo, I haven't known Nova for very long, but I've never really taken him for the reading type.
God.
Not necessarily the most scholarly.
That's
no.
rude. Thank you.
How?
You're
not
not
part of
here.
this conversation,
You're not here.
Nova.
You don't know.
No, he doesn't hear it.
Is serious question. What does your intelligence have to be to be able to read?
There is no
6.
set limit.
He's fine.
As
6.
long as it's above a 3, he's sentient.
So just as a more D&D philosophy kind of thing, maybe we can dig into this in our podcast episodes at some point. But it's more of like if you want to set that restriction for yourself, go for it. To be sentient, you have to have a 3, which is the minimum you could roll. So
He's not far above that.
yeah, I would say
You guys are being rude.
You're not here.
he is intelligent enough to understand when there are things placed in front of him on purpose.
Rock.
Is
ROQUE. Rock.
he is pulling some hits. It's a little slower than maybe other people would be, but he is smart enough.
Near.
But you guys continue on throughout your day. It's starting to get into that probably 4 or 5 o'clock range when you see another kind of familiar figure. Yes, Kyler.
as we were going throughout the day, much to my distaste, I would kind of start to study the creepy doll.
Creepy doll. Are you proficient in
Just to
nature?
see. No, but I am in Arcana.
Oh, you are in Arcana. Okay. I'll go ahead and let you roll an Arcana check in that case. Arcana kind of umbrellaing these other kinds of magic. You know the
Right.
basics of enchanted magics more than other people might.
21. Wow.
21. With that, you gather there is a darkness spell attached to this. Upon wherever the doll might land, once activated, would cast a darkness spell.
Okay.
You imagine activating it as simple as throwing it with intent.
There's no command word.
No, not as far as you know. Again, most consumable items like this, it's a magic enchantment. Its wielder is attuned, loosely stated, to it, and when it's launched through the air, it kind of assumes, all right, I'm going to poof now. So this would be a doll of darkness, if you want to mark that down. And you guys continue on your day. Probably about 4 to 5 p.m. Sun sweltering down from above. You see a figure kind of listing on a camel, back and forth, large turban. As he approaches, you see he's got a single large red gem with a feather sticking up from it. On his camel's back, you see a huge pack, wearing a fairly slender vest with purple and gold trim, and baggy white pants and pretty practical boots. You see a fairly androgynous looking humanoid. You can't really place a race to it. And
How much that gem worth, old man?
pulls up next to you. Go ahead and roll me a jewel crafter's kit with intelligence.
I remember you saying that Ava had some sort of feather denoting military experience. Is it that sort of a feather?
Go ahead and roll me a history check for this. I'll say, since you're specifically trying to determine that type, if you aren't proficient in it, I'll give you proficiency for this.
Oh, cool.
17 on the jeweler tools.
Okay.
$19.
19, okay.
I've rolled 4 19s in a row.
Wow.
I love it.
And then combat's gonna be all twos.
Yeah, probably.
F.
I was afraid of
Kinda
saying
soak up
it
your
out
rolls.
loud. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I've jinxed myself now.
Well, we're here now, so.
We are indeed.
I don't know if this desk is real wood. It's probably not.
Here, I got one. There you go. So for the history check, you specifically note that this is not a military indicator. With your high roll, actually, I would say that you are not sure what ranking this kind of person might be, but certainly some kind of noble. Just as a reward for that excellent roll. For the jeweler's tool,
I was gonna ask if this guy looked like a traitor.
he does have large packs on his camel's back. So if you would like to try and figure it out further than that, you could try with some kind of roll. But otherwise, we'll move on to the jeweler's tool check.
Yeah, do the jeweler's tools.
Okay. You, Kyler, see a large red embedded gem on this turban. You would wager with a 17. The price would probably span somewhere in the realm. I got to get better at this. Sorry. I'm going to keep practicing.
Oh, good. I'm gonna keep you on your toes.
That's very fair. I'm just going to pull this one out, actually, so that I always have access to it. You would gather this one is probably in the realm. It's hard to say for sure with gems this size. If it's pure to the point of ridiculousness, it could be anywhere up to about 5,000 gold pieces worth. On the lower end, if it's just kind of like snatched up from somewhere, maybe in the realm of like 750 to 1,000.
I don't actually start drooling, but it's close.
This is maybe the best gem you've been around as far as this kind of stuff, unless unless you went out of your way to go to like the most high-end jewel shops. It's not the most extravagant thing you've ever heard of.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
certainly one of the best ones you've seen in quite a while, at the very least.
I would have gone to a couple in Coriander because that's where I trained, but
And you've seen some.
definitely
in your
wasn't
training,
a frequent flyer of the most high-end jewelry
This one-
shops.
this one is a very impressive specimen. Not unseen, but very impressive.
Left eye starts ticking.
He kind of approaches.
So
Yeah, sorry.
I'll hail him and say, "Sir, are you a trader?"
Why, yes.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna be
I-
like, "Hi, I'm Alderia. Nice to meet you. What's your name?"
You can call me Udototh. A pleasure, Alderia.
And
And he kind of bends and you see his feather.
What's his name?
Udototh.
Say it.
Udototh.
Can you spell that
Udototh.
one more time?
Udototh.
Udototh.
H.
Did he answer me?
Udototh.
Do not
yeah,
anger
you
the
kinda-
gods.
Did he?
Udo fart.
He answers both of you. I am Udototh. A pleasure. I do trade, in fact.
Do you know about the stars? You might know. I'm trying to find out what happened to the ram. Do you know what happened to the ram?
I gotta pull up a stat block for this actually, but he will respond to you. Sorry, I should have done this as soon as Luke rolled his check. But my brain is sometimes a little poopy. He's gonna go ahead and roll a history check to see if he knows what you're talking about.
Professional strap.
Professional strem. Ah, yes. The disappearance of the ram is quite concerning. I don't know much of what it might entail, but I do know the ram is of fair importance for leaders. Perhaps tides are changing. Seems like a very well-knowledged man on a lot of different stuff. You guys are kind of getting that vibe.
He's a Renaissance man.
Or woman, for that matter. Again, this is a very androgynous-looking figure. The only thing that might indicate them as a man is the loose vest they're wearing isn't particularly covering up any breasts or anything, but, you know,
But who knows?
it's hard to say. This person has a very clean face.
The little
No hair,
titties.
so much to see, so...
Hey, I mean, you say you're a trader. What is it that you trade in?
Well, I have a collection of things.
To be willing to indulge a group of wandering travelers.
Of course. And he hops on off of his camel. Now that you mention it, Seema here has been getting quite tired lately. I would like to offload some of this. You, what is your name? And he points to you, Nova.
Name's Nova. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. He kind of starts rifling around through some bags. You know, it's not every day I meet such travelers with such goodwill and intent. This looks good. He kind of pulls out this large metal bar. You see a massive maul, rusted and brittle to the unwary viewer, but when held, it's apparent that it is not the case. It has a pure steel handle with ancient-looking, woven, intricate things that on really close inspection look to be knots in a beard, almost. Depicting... well, you don't know what it's depicting. It looks like knots in a beard kind of climbing up this handle. Atop its handle, you see elongated metal seams. There's 8, each with similar of these beard kind of shapes, and they are sharp. You see just this huge maul, and it looks kind of beat up. Truthfully, I don't think Seema will make it if we continue on with this. Do you think one of you would be willing to carry it for me? wherever you're going, perhaps someday you can return the favor.
Yeah, I mean that does sort of seem like something that's up my alleyway in the means of wielding. I mean, you don't mind if I use it if we are to run into some sort of predicament where I might need some self-defense.
Well, this is a collector's piece, but it should stand its own.
Cool.
He kind of looks at you almost slyly, just kind of like he knows something.
Right. I mean, sure, you don't want any sort of collateral.
If you've anything light and worthwhile for trade, I suppose I would accept it, but
I'm gonna turn away for a second and pull up my little copper wire and whisper a quick message to Nova, going, "Maybe getting a cool thing for free isn't all it's cracked up to be. You can reply to this message."
Nova, you hear the ringing in your brain. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh
See
no.
see if you're prepared for this cataclysmic onslaught and maintain a straight face.
3,
3. Yeah, you kind of jump a little bit.
19,
Here.
19, 19, 4.
So yeah, you kind of jump a little bit, and this character is going to. Oh. He's just smiling at you, like, if you would like to trade something for it, otherwise, you're welcome to it.
Oh, I just really appreciate it. That's all I'm trying to. I really don't have much of.
Of course.
Much
And of
anything
course, the rest of my shops are open for trade if you have coin.
I would definitely like to hold on to that mall for you, though.
Okay. Let me go ahead and get you the notes for that.
Mysterious trader.
You have them all.
So,
That's pretty dope.
given our recent encounter with old Sea Hag,
Sure.
I find this whole free mall thing kind of suspicious.
Yeah, it's
So I will kind of like duck my head, grab my holy symbol, and use my divine sense.
You do not gather. Well, hold on. Let me just double check, just to be sure. You do not divine. It would just pings on fiends, fae, undead, celestials.
Celestials, fiends, and undead.
Yeah. Nothing remotely in that realm to you. This doesn't ping anything.
In that case, I'm going to take out my star map, turn away, and cast augury
You're gonna turn away.
about taking this small.
There's 4 of us.
This character
3
is-
of us are looking the opposite way.
Well, I mean, after I whispered my
I didn't
message,
look-
I turned
okay,
back
okay.
and I was like gonna peruse
Yeah,
his stuff.
And augury for me is
Yeah, I
instant,
want to
so-
peruse the stuff as well. I didn't turn away either. I just kind of bowed my head for a moment.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
It's an action. It's 6 seconds.
Yep. So you bought it. It is noticeable though, unless you are doing anything to try and negate that. I gotta send. What's your Discord, Luke? Is it Mark?
I think I'm just Luke in Discord.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. So there is the item description and effect for you that you have. So first of all, notably, you're using an astrolabe that spins and spews out colors. You are casting holy magic, so it is noticeable if you're doing this, but the character doesn't seem too perturbed by this, or Mrs. Udata.
It's not.
I just didn't
It's
want
not
to
holy
do it
magic,
like
Jess.
at them. I just want to, privately. It's a private thing.
Sure, you do remember that it is audible as far as you can tell to other people. So if you wanted to, you're welcome to. You're welcome to. I'm not going to stop you, but he might notice that you're like, "Hey, is this guy like evil?"
Okay, I'll walk a little. I'll be like, I have to use the little druid's room.
Go ahead and roll me a deception check. Just see if he might not even care, but he's going to see if he can tell you're lying.
What's deceptive?
Is somebody crunching something in their hands?
Thaddeus,
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just loud in my headphones. That's all.
14.
My bad.
That's okay.
Yeah, he kind of reads you a little bit, looks you up and down. Of course.
And then I'll go privately.
Just before we get into that, too, Urzan, was that all you were doing? Was just checking?
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly use my divine sense, and then I'm interested in
Definitely
selling
not
him my enchanter's items
Okay.
and reviewing his wares.
Okay.
Yes.
And then Aldiria, what would you like to ask as you're performing your ritual?
What will come of taking them all
You
for
see,
free?
you see this time the wolf, and then the snake, and then the giraffe, and then the familiar ram. As your gyroscope spins and pours out light, you hear wheel.
Okay, I'll go back and be like, whoa! That was a good one. I'm glad you got that mall. It's good.
Yeah, me too.
It's good.
Gosh.
You're such a good
so-
friend,
so
Illyria.
I just kind of look sidelong at Urzan.
That spell is dope. I'm super glad you guys
Yep.
have access to it. So you start perusing his wares. He's showing you spices and candles and magic paper, magic ink. He's got a spell book on him. All kinds of things, as well as trinkets galore. This person is loaded.
Does he have a book on like potion making?
An alchemy text. Let me search through my wares. And he pulls through and pulls out a chest and opens it, and you see numerous ancient texts. Small bound books, probably about that big, in a chest, medium-sized chest, so just tons of them. Are you looking for something a little more beginners friendly or intermediate? Or perhaps even, I see I have one for experts as well.
Well, I'm flattered you think I'm an expert. Probably a beginner.
The beginner's text. That one really-
Specifically healing potions.
Well, this one here will run you in the realm of about 15 gold pieces. And he pulls out a small, almost so small it's almost like a pamphlet. It's kind of embarrassing that he's asking for that price. You're feeling just based on the size of the book.
Take the herbs, smush it around, put it in water, done.
Just as a point of order too, you aren't proficient in alchemy's tools as far as I know, or are you? Okay, so you would wager that you have to learn how to use the tools themselves, and that might be where this premium is coming from, is that this book would teach you what to do to even make a potion, let alone make healing potions or something to that effect.
Okay.
So this book would probably contain a mixture of things like, this is the kind of plants you could use for these basic potions, and here's what you actually do to do that.
Okay.
So
let me...
is that agreeable?
14.
Well, I do feel like I've been generous, but go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Just trying to get it down to an even number. 0 or 5. 20.
20 on your persuasion check.
Unnatural 20.
Mod or natural?
Unnatural.
Okay.
Wow.
He looks you over, kind of thinking about when you went back to go use the little druid's room. I suppose I shouldn't mince words over a single gold piece. 14 is fine. And he hands you the book in exchange for the 14 gold pieces. Go ahead and mark off the gold, and you can write that you have a beginner's alchemy text in your inventory. And for the rest of you,
I was looking at that spell book there.
yes, this is of a great arch wizard, Camus.
Can you say that name once more?
Yes, Camus, a great arch wizard, long since passed. I acquired it on a delve, actually. Seems he met an unfortunate end.
had a thing that name's familiar. And how much would that run exactly?
Well, I hate to judge based on appearances, but I'm afraid unless you could offer me a great service, you are likely not carrying the kind of coin this is worth on you.
What kind of
service?
service?
Oh, dearie.
I'm asking for him, not for me.
Truthfully, I haven't that great of a need at this point to render such. But provided in the realm of about 15,000 gold pieces worth of services, I could trade this book.
Huh?
He's trying to be polite.
Right.
He's like trying to let you down gently, but you can.
Do you have anything in that vein?
In the what?
In that same vein as learning new
Oh, of course.
spells?
Numerous scrolls, if you're interested. A few basic first level scrolls could run you in the realm of about 100 gold pieces per. Otherwise, cantrips, if you're curious for them, run you about 35 gold, depending on the cantrip and condition.
The other thing, you said a Camus Mora, by chance?
Indeed.
So the labyrinth has been found.
Oh, the labyrinth of Camus Mora. Yes.
I don't
I've-
suppose we could buy the location from you.
Hmm.
We're a bit of a adventurers
Go ahead.
ourselves.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion attempt.
+7, don't fail me now.
Can I help him?
Unnatural 20.
How would you help him? This is gonna be tough. You don't know. You're asking for an ancient labyrinth location.
I mean, it could be better. I only rolled a
man.
13.
If you want to offer something up to help, it could lower the DC or give him advantage if you have any ideas. But otherwise, the 20 will stand.
No, just let the 20 stand. That's fine.
Okay. Well, truthfully, I've stood about it and looked within, hoping to traverse it once myself. I would be willing to trade this information in the realm of 40 gold pieces. Looking at it is one thing, but traversing it, I'm certain, is quite another.
Indeed. Let me converse with my party and see what we think. Kind of turn to you guys. So, do you remember the book that we received? Found, I should say.
Yes.
No.
I do, yes.
Aunt Aggie had noted she was looking for the labyrinth because there was an oracle there that she needed to speak with.
That's right. Yeah. I don't remember.
I think it's very important that we find this labyrinth.
I agree, but I don't want to be the one to pay for it entirely, if you know if you catch my drift.
I have some enchanted supplies that I'd be willing to throw at it.
I do as well.
That's certainly some amount of gold if need be.
What was the price on that?
40 gold, he quoted me.
I have that pipe.
Kyla, your enchanted supplies are worth approximately 25 gold, right?
Approximately.
Well, I'll just give you mine, and then hopefully this is enough to sate our friend here.
I feel like, we should all have an active part in this.
I could chip in.
That way,
15
the burden isn't entirely on one person or two.
I could
Fair
chip in
enough.
15 gold on that.
We all need to only put in 10.
It's 40.
I mean, yeah, if anybody's, I mean, not to brag, but I got a little bit of money.
I'd gladly chip in 10. I'd gladly chip in 10 gold.
If you need a spot, Alderia, we can cover you. Just thought we should bring it up to the party to see how we'd want to disperse funds.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm good.
She's good.
All right.
So yeah, I'll give you 10.
So 10 from Nova,
10 from me.
10 from Alderia. That's 20.
Sorry, 10 from me.
10 from Erzon.
10 from Erzon.
Do you give me like enchanter supplies, like 10 gold worth?
Yeah, he would. Take
I just gave you 10.
Oh.
I gave you 10 GPs. Just straight
Oh,
up.
wait.
That's fine. I'll solo myself.
Right. Yeah, and then I would kind of, I'd do the same. I'd chip in my 10 and then say, we would actually be interested in purchasing that information from you.
Of course.
I mean, yeah, if he'll take like ingredients of stuff as currency,
Oh yeah. You
'cause I have that 15 gold
Go ahead.
pieces of alchemist ingredients.
Of course.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I'll give you that instead.
Sure. And he goes and collects each of your ingredients and collects the different kinds of enchanters or alchemists. So you can mark that down. You can erase those and mark them down as gold pieces.
Liquid cash.
You can liquid
So
cash.
just liquid.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just liquidate that stuff.
You can liquidate it into straight GP. No bartering necessary.
Hot.
Okay.
And then he retrieved the 40 gold that you have given him. Well, I suppose this should suffice. Let me pull out a map for you. And he goes digging, and you find he pulls out this large map, way longer than you guys are used to seeing on normal scrawls of paper. This seems to be a huge, detailed map of the area, which sadly is mostly just like there's a large carcass of bones here, and up here in the desert, changing most things over time. But you do see marked to the north, mostly west, but a slightly north, probably about a week's travel, maybe a little less from Valtine to the west is what is kind of almost a cube-looking map mark named the Labyrinth of Acamius Mora, or Acamus Mora, excuse me. Sorry, forgot where I put the E there for a second.
Does it come with like a tube to protect it?
He would provide one willingly if you ask.
Yeah, certainly, because we have some travels and I'd hate for it to be damaged.
Of course. Why don't I grab that for you now? And he pulls out a nice hard leather tube.
Wow.
It's a very impressive tube. Tube. And you can cap up your newly found map to a Camus Mora.
Have you bought
Strap it
anything
across my
leather
back.
recently? Because it's expensive.
Yeah, that's true. I was actually going to wear my leather bracers, but they just get in the roll. They get in the way of rolling too much. So, but yeah, those are expensive. But yeah, so he kind of looks at you. Is there any other services I can provide?
What other services do you offer?
Well, mostly just selling trinkets. I apologize. I didn't mean to run you astray from what I meant.
Oh no. Do you have any sorts of jewelry by chance?
Numerous pieces of jewelry, my friend. And he
Take an expert eye and look at it.
Sure. He pulls out a small chest, probably about that big, unlocks, pulls it towards himself, and kind of looks away for a second. Casts a small arcane rune. You guys hear a the chest opens up, and in it you see just delectable jewelry, rings of enormous gem stature.
The
and
quenchiest
platinum
gems.
The quenchiest gem.
Actually starts.
No.
It's you see a range though. Anything from a basic silver ring is kind of scattered through here. On the lid, you see necklaces, a few dangling, and in the box you just see scattered rings, chains, earrings, all kinds of things.
I'll walk over and be like, "Do you see anything magical?"
Well, there are a few, but I would have to sort through them. Where are you?
Do you have just a simple platinum band?
It's a simple platinum band, yes. One right here. He pulls
What
it
does
out.
that run?
This one here. Taking the
No
separate
need for any enchantments.
You're gonna propose to Nova?
band. Where are you? This one here, with your prior patronage kept in mind, I could sell you for about 3 gold pieces.
Sold.
Very well. And he pulls out the platinum one, looks it over once more, and it reflects the sun brilliantly. This is a, it's kind of picture the One Ring without the text and platinum instead. Very smooth and rounded and simple, but beautiful.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Incredible fingerprints. It's like you touch it and there's no fingerprint left over. It's so miraculous. And he hands
Here.
a fine piece. So you can mark out the 3 gold and add a platinum ring.
Well done. Okay.
What's your ring for?
I'm a jeweler. And I don't have any jewelry. I feel very naked at the moment.
Oh. Do you want this friendship ring back?
Oh, no. No need to tie up a slot for that.
Should we sell it?
You could. It is worth quite a bit. The gem alone is worth upwards of 70 gold, and that's unenchanted.
All right, I'm a walk over. How much will you offer me for this?
He takes it from you. He's gonna go ahead and roll a jeweler's toolkit check. Oh no! Oh my god, what have I done? You said it was enchanted.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's a ring of friendship.
His opponent. What kind of enchantment is opponent?
Oh,
Oh.
sorry.
The enchantment friends.
Friendship. Yeah, that one.
Oh, so it helps delude other people's minds. I could offer you 450 gold for this piece.
Would I know with my knowledge, being proficient in Arcana and in Gemcraft, would I know roughly if that's a good deal or not?
This is the steal of a lifetime you're gathering.
Oh.
He has, for whatever reason, overshot your guess by probably in the realm of like 300 gold, 200 or 300.
I'm gonna look over. Look over for help.
Alderia, it is a very nice ring. He is offering you a fair price, indeed.
You look over, Kylar's helping you. I'm swinging that maul around like a child.
You got the stats for it, Luke?
Huh?
You got the stats for it?
The stats, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I've been waiting to use that for like 6 campaigns. So cool.
If you don't need to use it anymore, Alderia, that is a very fair price, and I would sell it. Personally, I would sell it.
Also, deal.
All right. 450 gold it is.
I'm going to pull out the pipe. The Pied Piper's pipe.
Actually, I have that pipe.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
That's
Does
right. We
anybody
let her
in-
hold it.
I will say, as we're doing the randomized loot table, I usually do a seeded loot. I would expect you guys to share your seeded loot amongst one another.
Yeah, I was gonna say before
Right.
I got cut
And
off.
that
Right.
would include gold. For things that you roll, it's up to you guys whether you want to share. I would ask just for the ease of player sanctity though, so that I can give it out without being afraid someone's just going to screw everybody else over by like selling something.
Yeah.
That loot that I give to one person is available to everyone and used in the best way possible.
And I think we had kind of been unconsciously doing that, but it's good
Yeah.
to have it said as well.
just figured I'd say it out loud just in case. But yeah, I
You
believe that
guys-
ring was a rolled ring, so you can take the gold,
You-
or you guys can decide who is.
You guys each take 112
112 a pop.
and a half. So 112 gold and
And 5 silver.
5 silver. Yep.
Is that how it works, Jess?
Yeah,
because
it'll be
a
silver.
gold is worth 10 silver.
Yeah, he'll break change for you easily. He has, you see, as he's doing this, he has multiple chests, each different coin, and breaks the silver and gold for you quite easily.
Is anyone interested in learning how to use this pipe to its full potential? If
No.
not, I think it best that we part with it with our new friend here.
I agree. I'm gonna-
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, unless we have some specific purpose we would need to summon rats for, I can't see keeping it.
All right. How much for this?
Wow. At 98, really coming in clutch. He's gonna look at it first. Yeah, well, the dice giveth, and the dice really giveth. I actually know this pipe. The pipe of Hasenfear.
Yeah.
May I? takes it from you. Let me pull out my guide sheet here, just because I have these. And he'll go ahead and give you guys an appraisal. So just in case anybody, little mirror break while I'm doing this. He rolled a natural 1 up, looking over that ring, and to try and figure out this piece, he rolled a natural 20. So it's kind of fun. Okay, hold up. We have a document for this.
That could be a good thing though with this item.
True.
Could be a very good thing. Maybe in here. Yeah, here we go. So this would range. Oh my god. He's gonna look it over. Who handed him the pipe? Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
I would like to help her with this.
How?
Certainly,
I
you know
the
the
challenge. Like, go for it.
I got a 15 without it, so.
certainly you know the value of this pipe. It's not just a trinket. This is a truly magical item.
And I'm just smiling.
Okay.
I like your camel.
Should talk to the camel.
I will say that affects the DC slightly. You're helping her, Zen. He pulls the pipe from you. I can offer you 2,500 gold pieces for this item. No more, no less.
Kylo was taking a drink of water and chokes.
Deal. I don't even need to touch it ever again. It's all yours.
Very well.
625 gold apiece.
625 each.
And you guys all can take 625 gold pieces. You are now loaded compared to what most of you have ever seen. The only one who might have handled this much gold in his entire life is Kyler, and it is mostly in passing for the shop you were probably.
Yeah, it's been money changing for the guild.
Yeah, money changing. This is
for sure.
heavy. But he will break it up in
plate armor.
If you guys want to note, he is breaking it up into platinum for you guys. And also, I'm not going to worry about encumbrance. So unless it gets to the point where you're at like 5,000 gold just sitting in your pocket, then we'll talk. But for now, it's just a huge lump sum of gold, and he breaks it up into platinum to make it easier for you. So
How much platinum do we get?
So
that
it's
would be
divide by 10.
62 because he's 625
62 platinums.
5 gold.
Yeah, so
And he'll break out if we want, right? Like he'll change out gold, platinum, so we can have a mix.
Sure, of course. I can break change for you. I can't do too much. But for basic breakings, I can make it work. So yeah, he'll divide it as much as you want. You guys get 62 platinum and 5 gold, 625 gold, or any combination thereof. That would add up to 625 gold.
Cool. Udatoth, do you have any tomes on the nature of Tyr,
Holy
on Asimaz, or on Bane, the god of tyranny?
I'm going to go ahead and roll a percentile check to see if he has any. Those are a little specific. Ooh. Sadly, I ran into a religious scholar on his way south. He did give me his name, though.
You did give it?
He did give it, because I'm an actual egg. He was a small dwarf named Carrick Flinchin.
Carrick?
Carrick Flinchin. That's Carrick, Kerrick, Flint Chin, Flint Chin.
KHIN.
KHIN. Thank you.
Is that how you spell chin?
Mortal Kombat way, yeah.
Right.
But he is not done with that. Sorry, I'm just taking a quick note.
Yep.
Because he did roll good enough for one thing. Sorry, just got to be able to make sure I know this person when you roll up on him later. But I do seem to have one basic book on Asimar tales, if you're interested. He pulls it out from that similar book box. This one could run you in the realm of, say, 15 gold pieces.
15 gold pieces.
Indeed.
It's just a mundane book, is it not?
It's an ancient history, and I happen to know you've acquired some funds recently from a... He looks at you with a very condescending smile. But not like not harsh, but just like kind of like, I know what you have in your pocket right now.
You're shrewd one, Udatoth, and I hand him 15 gold pieces.
He'll hand off the book about Asimar. It's kind of like a storybook almost, but you wager it will have some insight perhaps into what Asimars are all about.
Sure.
Udatoth,
Yes.
did you have anything regarding Cyric?
Oh, the god of tricks and lies.
As
Interesting.
you mentioned Cyric, I'm going to give you an askance look.
I pointedly ignore Erzon.
Yep. He's gonna go ahead and roll for that too, just because it's gonna be a little random if he has something quite that specific in his hoard here. The dice giveth and the dice taketh. Well, I actually happen to have a copy of his holy text left over. The fellow Carrick wasn't so interested in the trickster god. If
Indeed.
you'd like, I could part with it. I'm sure it could provide any kinds of information you might be looking for.
Certainly. How does 5 gold sound?
Well, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Ooh, 21.
21. Well, a holy book such as this, how about we round it off at as even 7 gold?
Deal.
You're gathering he was probably going to offer you that same 15, and you brought him down pretty good.
Yeah, I figured.
Very well. Here you are. And he hands you the book. You can write the... I don't know if I named this book, actually. Sorry if that's not the case. But at the very least, you can write down that you have a holy book to Cyric. Yeah, it does not. You do see on its front, you see it's a leather stamp almost. And it's a coin pouch with coins falling out of it.
Gotcha.
Now, is there anything else I can do for you all?
Nah, man.
I think I'm
Thanks,
good.
though.
I appreciate your service.
If I'm gonna give this mall back to you, I need to know where to find you.
I was just going to ask the same thing.
Currently, my plans are to go reside in Valtine for the time being.
Yeah, they could definitely use some shops selling economy.
One of those words is correct.
Those were really great words.
Thank
Good
you.
job, Nova.
Those were fantastic words, young dragon. Now, if there's nothing else, and like I said before, you needn't worry about returning it to me. It was a gift, and frankly, you're doing me a favor. Seema is quite ornery these days, and the camel hops and like kicks up some air a little bit.
I'm gonna cast. Since I've been doing nothing, can I say I ritual cast it?
What are you casting?
Speak with animals.
Is it a ritual spell?
Yeah.
You may ritual cast it.
And I'm just gonna go talk to the camel and tell it it's a good
I gotta
camel.
get into character.
Give it some good scratches, and
Thank you, miss.
you're a good camel.
That's amazing.
Looks at you with this huge eye, like.
Scratch it on its jaw. Zephyr scratches.
Udototh doesn't scratch me much
Aww.
days.
I'm gonna lean back, and I don't even care if they're talking, and yell, Udatoth, you need to give him more scratches.
You guys hear a as she kind of says this, and he kind of back. Noted. He kind of nods his head towards you, almost concerned like, but not really. And the camel just kind of enjoys the scratches.
I'm gonna pull some kind of like snack for a camel out.
You get camel all over your hand. He enjoys it thoroughly. Is there anything else you want to try and talk to him about, or anything specific?
Nah,
Anything
man.
specific?
I meant for the camel. You guys can talk to Udatoth if you like.
Anything specific that we need to talk to the camel about, anyone?
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
I don't either.
Gotta cross my T's and dot my I's. You never know.
Righto.
No, I'm good. I'm just telling him he's a good boy.
You'll just enjoy the camel's presence, and he'll enjoy yours. Now, if there's anything else, I should be on my way. I appreciate your patronage, and if you ever make your way to Valtine while I am there, I would love to make your acquaintance.
Righto.
It was a pleasure, Udatoth.
And he gives you, at this, a very formal, dramatic bow with one arm up way behind him and one deep at his waist. A pleasure.
I'll do my best to mirror it.
Go ahead and roll me a performance check.
24.
24. You are the spitting image of Udatoth, less the feather tickling at your nose. And you guys see as he kind of, now leading his pack animal with a rope rather than on it, walks and pats him on the side, strokes him a little bit, thanks to Alderia's instructions. And he makes his way towards Valtine.
I'll yell, like, bye, Udatoth, remember the scratches.
Kind of sticks his fingers up in the air towards you in a still but pleasant wave. And you guys are left to your own devices.
Cool.
What time is
Going to
it?
take a break.
This would be a wonderful time to take a break. So, one point of order. You guys, let me double check. Oh, not quite yet. Okay. So you get that. Okay. I'm using just in case anybody's wondering, I'm using a homebrew mixture of points, experience points, and what do you call it? Waypoint, a milestone. Thank you. And milestone leveling. So it's kind of an interesting mix where it like rewards you for doing the story mission kind of stuff, but also rewards you for out of story mission elements such as that. So you guys are feeling like you're on the cusp of leveling. Oh, you're getting there, but we'll take a break and come
Okay.
back. Say back here at 8:55.
That works.
Sounds good.
Sure. If our leveling was all combat, we'd all still be level 1. So
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. You guys, I've scaled it such that things are properly represented, including in-depth roleplay things like selling legendary wondrous items to shopkeepers. So,
yeah, cool.
Okay, they're
8:55.
back.
8:55. See you.
Back.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks everybody for rejoining us here on our game. Just to do a brief recap of what's happened this session. You guys have hopped back out onto the desert trail looking for Raishma, a green hag that supposedly lives in a familiar cave of some kind. Nova here has gotten a good look at what it's supposedly looking like and has a map directly to it. Excuse me, I got a little burp coming on from our snack break. But besides that, you guys have now encountered seemingly pretty generous roaming trader, kind of an androgynous, dark-skinned person wearing that vest that I described earlier. Hi, Snickers. Wearing that vest I described earlier. He had kind of sun-baked skin, a large turban with a gem holding a huge feather. Kyler guessed that it was somewhere in the realm of, if I remember it correctly, he said somewhere in the realm of 5,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, you said top end if it was super pure, it was right around 5K.
And you guys commenced some very interesting trades. He probably, you guys are gathering, took quite a great notice in you all, asking for grandiose things such as the location of the Labyrinth of Acamius Mora, acquiring his spell book from this Udototh, this wandering merchant. Among many other things. You guys ended up acquiring a large maul, just that you see Nova playfully, and as well as the location, a whole bunch of platinum pieces, a couple books, and yeah, here we are. We find ourselves in the wake of Luke's really lucky roll. The Udototh waving in the back. Ciao. As you guys are looking towards your new destination, Reshma's lair. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you approach night?
Nova, do you know what that thing does, or are you just swinging it around?
It's pretty heavy.
It makes me tired just looking at it.
I'm having a great time.
Careful.
Is it magical?
I don't know.
Oh. Right.
Should someone check?
I think if Nova spends a little time
Yeah.
with it, he'll figure it out.
I believe in him.
Oh, okay, sure.
Just cuddle with it tonight.
I don't know about all. Well, maybe.
You probably realize asking him to cuddle with it, it's hazardous. Rusty and large.
Yeah, I'm just, when the terrain isn't too treacherous, I'm still skimming through the book. Got the mall's
Aim.
put away. The mall's put away.
Okay. Yeah, and you do so. You're seeing the similar arcane runes that you're growing ever more familiar with as you have started to see what might be the inkling of purpose that this book gives to you. But you guys notice, uncharacteristically studious is Nova, poring over a book as he kind of stumbles through the dirt road and catches himself every now and again.
I would actually probably be doing the same. I would be reading my book as well.
Okay. Anybody else as you guys approach evening?
I'm just going to press on, and as the sun starts to go down, I'll cast light on my armor again.
Okay. You guys are gathering. It's probably about 10 o'clock by the time the moon is fully up, and it's starting to be pretty cold at this point. This is probably 10, 11 o'clock is probably the time you'd want to start resting.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah, I
wanna
mean, it's
push
been a
it
long,
around
it's been a
with
long
exhaustion.
day.
Yep.
Before I sleep, I'm gonna read some of my book
Okay.
of potion making.
You are gathering. This book is very apt with a whole bunch of different tools and things like that. You get to the point where you feel like you've read through most of the basics of how you could perhaps start practicing. So you're thinking on consecutive nights if you wanted to collect just pseudo ingredients and try and do the distillation processes that are described there. It'd be tough out in the desert, but you could probably make practice work at the very least.
Okay. And then I'm ready to sleep.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything before bedding? Bedding down?
No,
Ma-
sir.
mage armor again.
Okay. All right. You guys bed down for the evening.
Well, I will take the first watch again, though.
Okay. Nova,
I'll
you
go
start
after you, Nova.
taking that first watch. And then who's going third and fourth?
I'll go for
I can go fourth.
Alrighty. So first up is Nova. What would you like to do during your watch?
Well, he is. I'm just gonna keep watching. I mean, I'm kind of blind in the dark, but I think my hearing's pretty good.
Okay. If you'd like to do anything, your watch otherwise goes smoothly tonight.
Mhm.
But if you'd like to do anything else, you may feel free to note now. Otherwise, you can go ahead and wake. I believe it was Tyler.
Yeah. Wake him up. Hey, Buckwheat, it's your turn.
Right. Anything happen?
No, not a thing.
Okay, you start your watch. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna keep reading the book by the dwindling embers of the fire.
Gotcha. And you do so. What's your passive perception?
A 10.
10. Oh. You kind of, behind you as you're reading, hear a little scuffling of sand. Before you ask, pink helps me blend in with the sand. Gentle female voice. You turn around and you see, cloaked in a deep cowl with a long pink cloak, fairly slim but fit woman. You can't gauge anything about their face except for the tip of the nose.
Actually, wasn't gonna turn around. I was gonna be mysterious.
There you go. Yeah, fair enough. You
Yeah.
you would gather that upon.
I definitely like stiffen a little bit as I hear a voice I'm not expecting, but then you feel a need to hide.
I just was curious, is all. She'll start circling behind you if you keep stiff, looking over your shoulder.
I believe her.
After a fashion.
Indeed.
She's kind of still dipping over, looking at the pages. Do you keep your back to her?
I mean, I'll kind of lean over a little bit to let her read as I'm reading, but I don't really stop what I'm doing.
You're gathering she's mock reading almost, kind of taunting you.
At that point, then I'll just kind of snap the book shut. Is this something we can do for you this evening?
Oh, nothing in particular. Every now and again, I just like to check out the competition. She kind of looks at you, dead in the eyes for the first time. You gather nothing from her eyes, though. You just see a nose tip, but you can feel her eyes staring deeply into yours currently.
Competition. Are we competing for something?
Read on, why don't you? Perhaps you'll understand.
You're welcome to share our fire if you don't have any ill intent. Otherwise, it may be best to keep moving.
Well, perhaps I should keep moving then. I will bid you adieu. She kind of pulls her cowl deeper as she says that, the nose drifting away into the dark. Remember, pink is better for blending into the dark. Pulls her cape away over the edge of the sand dune that you guys are resting on, and when you eventually get curious enough to look, no one to be found.
Clan. Immediately what came to my mind.
Oh, that's funny.
Just, all right, I'm gonna keep reading. Very creeped out now.
Okay, but the rest of your watch does go very smooth. Nothing too much to note.
Honestly, I probably would read past when my watch end, and I'd probably like notice like an hour later, like, oh crap, I should have woken somebody up by now.
Sure.
Getting absorbed in reading.
Yeah, and you do so. No mechanical punishment, but you are very absorbed in this text now. Go ahead and roll me.
Especially after what happened.
Go ahead and roll me. I'll say your choice of religion, investigation, or history, depending on kind of what you think you're trying to get out of this.
She said to keep reading and everything would be made clear, and it's a book on religion, so I'd probably try and pursue that avenue.
So go ahead and make me a religion check. See if you pick up any hints.
Natural 1, which is a 4.
Ooh, she was getting at something when she was describing her intent to you very vaguely, and you have like vein on forehead sweat. Like sweat dropped, like trying to figure out like what the hell, like what was she getting at? Why would she want to hurt me? Like I just started reading this book. What's going on?
Right.
She said something about competition. You don't gather anything about that in your readings. The things you do gather, I will note for you, are You find that whoever is typing, do you mind stopping for a moment? Tad?
Yep.
Sorry, it's just really loud. You gather that the followers of Cyric tend to be quite diverse. There are many tales in this book about different humanoids, even people from extraplanar areas coming, like Fae, all the way to fiends. You realize pretty shortly on that there's the word assholes capitalized. You are guessing that this is some kind of derogatory term for people that follow Cyric.
Fair.
You gather they are very revelous. They like fun and flippantness. Based on your encounter, you're guessing they also love mystery and taunting, those kinds of things. But the one thing you do get, and this is the pinnacle of every story you read in this book, almost to a T, the ultimate goal of an asshole is to fool one of their archpriests. Every single story that revolves around some kind of prophet or, very wondrous worshiper of Cyric, their ultimate goal is to try and fool an archpriest. But yeah, that's what you gather from reading. And eventually you do go and wake up Alderia.
Go shift.
All right, sleep well. Wait a minute. Seems later than it should be.
Nope. It's perfectly normal.
You see a bead of sweat on Kyler's forehead.
I just look up
Like
at
a
the sky
vein
and I can tell
sticking
what time
out.
it is.
You are very adept at nighttime travel, and you are perfectly aware that it is 1 hour later than it's supposed to be currently.
Nope. Everything's normal.
Well, thank you for my extra hour of sleep.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Sleep good.
So Kyler goes off to bed. Is there anything you'd like to do during your watcher, Alderia?
I'll read my book a bit.
Okay.
Go
ahead
not
and-
so in depth that I'm not like aware of sounds and stuff, but
Sure. Yeah, I'll give you the choice. Either roll me a perception check, or you can go ahead and see if you can start tinkering with your book in a more legitimate sense that you might start becoming proficient in alchemy.
I'll tinker with the book.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
20, not natural.
Wow.
I have a +6 to perception, so
They have a very big bonus to stealth, but you are starting to tinker with your alchemist's book, and you're getting to the point where you're feeling confident enough that you want to break out your. Do you have an alchemy kit or no?
no.
Oh, nothing. You are reading your alchemist's book, and you see a couple foxes enter your tent, similar to the ones before. They kind of little dark blots dive into your tent, and you hear rustling if you wait a moment.
Cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. You enter your tent, and you see here 3 foxes stop and look up at you, stunned, and then one of them, the first one you recognize, black little tips, long white whiskers, looking at you.
It's the one I've met the night before.
You're pretty sure. Something about him just seems so familiar.
Alright, so Speak with Animals. Did I meet you last night?
You fed.
And you said you wouldn't steal any more food if I gave you some last night?
Not sure.
You did.
He starts pacing in a circle. Can't remember. Hungry.
You can't just keep stealing food. That's not good.
What is good?
Alright. I'll take out another tiny bit.
He kind of starts pacing towards you, weaving in between your legs as you're breaking off crumbs.
I'll give each of them like a little tiny bit and tell them, okay, no more stealing.
Okay.
Promise.
He's looking up at you with great wide eyes and says, okay. And the rest of them kind of are like, no steal.
I'm not going to give you food next time if you try to steal again.
They're like, okay. And you hear like a little chorus of, okay. Coming from a small group.
I'll give them little snacks.
Okay. They eat them and kind of...
I know they're just going to come back, but...
And then they run out of your tent.
I can't just let them be hungry.
But the rest of your watch goes pretty unassuming. You're gathering that this book, you'll need it for when you have an alchemy tools kit. But until that point, it's used its utility for you. You feel prepared to start trying to experiment with how much you've been studying.
Okay.
And with that, you could start trying to attempt to gain perhaps a proficiency in this. Is there anything else you'd like to do with this watch?
Look up at the stars and look at the rims.
Still?
Any more there?
Nope. It's just one lonely star.
I'll touch my star map. Going up. Erzan.
All right. Erzan, you are awakened by Alderia.
Twice in a row.
Hey, well, have a good watch.
Get up and stretch.
Yep.
Go over. I will repeat kind of the same thing that I did the night before with the alms kit and the incense. As I light the incense, I'm going to try to like conjure a little flaming portal and like have just the tip of like a flaming dagger kind of emerge out of my hand
Just the tip.
to light just the tip to light the incense.
Sure, yeah. You pull out your hand and start casting arcane runes, and 3 kind of hemicircles form almost a Venn diagram of holy magic, and you see a magical kind of flaming dagger rise from them as you cast your spell. Pulls out into your hand, and you hold it there for a moment, kind of letting the power take control.
And then I will engage in prayer for a few minutes.
Okay. Are you praying about anything in particular?
What?
Are you praying about anything in particular?
Kind of just like ruminating on like these like self-revelations that I've had, as well as just like this whole adventure itself, you know?
Mhm.
It's more of like a moment of meditation or reflection.
Sure. And you do so. You meditate and you think, you remember your dreams and you remember your actions, and you remember seeing the main thing that stings in your brain is that moment where your sight returned to you and Joseph fell from your own blade.
Mm-hmm.
As the blade dematerialized into radiant energy. Kind of hard.
Then I will pull out my new book on ASMR.
Sure.
And start reading it.
Yeah, it's a tale book, so it's a little narrow, but I will give you the same decision. You can either roll religion, history. Let's see, what else would make sense? Yeah, probably religion or history, and depending on what you're going for, or investigation if you would like just raw information.
I'm going to roll a religion check. I am proficient.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
So 21.
Perfect. You guys all hear this eruption of... No, I'm just kidding. You guys all get spears in you and you die. No.
Perfect.
Campaign 2. No, you gather... I will suffice it to say you gather the information that I'm about to send to you.
Cool.
You rolled a natural 20, and there is a good bit that you can pick up. And so this book is limited, so understand that. But this is what you gather. Let me just make sure. I'm going to read through what I have here, just because I wrote this a while ago. I want to make sure I'm not giving anything that would be inappropriate.
Shattering.
Sure.
Inappropriate.
And then beyond that, I'm just gonna, read with one eye and keep one eye out on my surroundings as the sun rises.
For sure. Okay. Yeah, this is all stuff. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't get this revealed yet, TBH, but that's fine.
Okay.
That's been the issue of our entire campaign.
Yeah, everything is like, yeah, I'll let him roll. Natural 20.
Did you just DM it to me?
I will DM it to you on this Nautilus Flow.
Oh, saving that for 5 levels down the road, but here we are.
Yeah, it's fine. It's nothing that's going to change the game. It's just now you know the mystery a little ahead of time, and that's okay. But just so I don't mince too much words, and I'd prefer some of this information to come out and roll from Erzan too. Now that he has it, so just so for the sake of that, I'm going to just let him read through that. But your shift goes pretty calmly for the rest of this. And
Cool.
you'll awake everyone once you do so. And you guys are all kind of waking now to the sun of the third day. Just a day's travel plus another day's travel away.
Right. I'm okay. So should we check the map, make sure we're kind of everything's looking good, going the right way?
Yeah.
You got the map, big guy.
Boom. Go ahead and roll me a survival check as you look at the big guy map.
Beefy boy maps.
It's gonna be a 15 there, DM.
15. You seem to be going on the right track. Perfect pace so far. Seems to be just under 2 days away. You'd imagine at the end of your 4th day of travel, you'd be about making it there.
Right.
Sorry, there's a hiccup.
Yeah, man, I'm ready to press on. I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to do.
Nope.
I'm guessing
I
So
think we have a hag to kill.
We're down 3 days rations so far.
Yep.
Okay. And you guys continue on throughout the day. As day turns into afternoon and afternoon.
Nairn? Afternoon?
Trying to do your accent, Luke.
That's all right.
As afternoon turns into evening, your day has gone fairly uneventful today. I'll have let's see, we'll have Erzan go ahead and roll me a D100.
Uh, 90.
Jesus Christ.
Then 80 and a 0.
Down to the sky.
90 and a 0, you said?
An 80 and a 0.
Oh, so
For
80?
total. Is that how that would work?
Yeah, it would be 80. It would be 89 would be the max.
Oh, I was thinking an 80 and a 10. Got it. Okay, then yes, just an 80.
Okay, let me just double check one
8-0.
chart real quick. And you guys can set up your rotation as you please.
I'll go first.
Right.
I just wanted to go first.
I suppose I can go last this time around. I've been going first every time.
I'll go second again.
I'll go third.
Okay.
Let's hope nothing attacks us from the front, Nova.
All right. Yeah. With that noted.
As we're getting ready to
Yes.
go to bed again, we adjourn.
Okay. Is Zach quiet for anybody else?
Yeah.
Mic check. Hello.
There you go.
Oh,
better?
hold on.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's a little further away from my face.
Gotcha.
Mm.
I guess just on that cusp, maybe, but that's all right. That should work good there. Just wanted to double check. Yeah. So whoever's going first, if you would like to do anything, this night seems to be going pretty smoothly, though, unless it's Alderia. Alderia, you first.
I was first.
Let's see. Well, we'll see. Maybe they can. Sorry. You see a familiar rustling in the distance.
come on!
They are not in your tent yet, but they are kind of circling camp.
I'm gonna go block my tent. I'm gonna just stand in front of it with like my hands on my hips. I'm gonna cast Speak to Animals and just be ready.
Okay. One of them kind of comes up to you, folds his ears backwards, quivers his lip. It's the same one that you've noticed time and again, and he's kind of pacing back and forth, looking up at you.
No! I've told you twice now, you can't just steal food! No!
His ears are folded all the way back. Please. Hungry.
Fine, I'll give it a little bit of food!
Okay. For this, I'll say over the course of 4 nights of feeding multiple hungry animals, or 3 nights now, go ahead and mark off a ration
Okay.
as you break some more crumbs for this guy. Him and his come up and run around your feet happily, and then run off unless you want to stop them.
I'll just let them go.
Okay. The rest
Just
of your
accept my new pet foxes.
the rest of your shift goes swimmingly. I'm so sorry.
I just wanted to go first.
Whoever's on watch too.
Oh, also, I look up at the stars and, do my star stuff.
Yep, for sure. And again, you're seeing just the gentle glowing of the ram, reminding you that you feel empowered, that you are on the right course. And whoever's going second can go ahead and do their watch. Kyler, if there's anything you want to do this watch.
Read my book.
Okay, and you do so. I would say as time is going on, you're starting to get more of a hint of what's going on with this religion. You're gathering certain practices and things. I will say for now, I'm going to hold off on having you roll another check, but with persistence, you could probably maybe try and peer some more out, pull some more insight from what your encounter was the other night with persistence. But it seems quiet tonight. Fire's crackling. Good fortune overall. And then you go on to wake the
No,
third
wake
watch.
yours on.
With me.
And he does so.
He doesn't get that same reaction.
No, not quite.
Oh, you again.
Oh,
3
You-
times in a row.
from my dreams.
I've seen your face.
I'm going to begin my watch. I'm not going to burn a incense or pull out the alms box tonight.
Sure.
Just for whatever reason, I decided not to. I will sit down and pray / meditate for a little while on kind of the stuff that I learned from the book yesterday about my own nature and like the nature of Tyr himself. Just
Sure.
like as a truly just entity, just
Sure.
and like what that means or how it should affect me and stuff like that.
Sure.
And then I will spend the rest of my watch keeping an eye out and just like very like just practicing my magic, I suppose.
Sure.
Like
And you are
understanding that these spells that I'm starting to create are coming from within me instead of without.
yeah. And you are meditating a lot on this. The things that occur to you as you're doing so is just you keep getting flashes of this angelic being that you remember seeing. One where he's standing in front of you, almost boisterously, hands out, and the other one where he kind of is almost limping towards you with energy pouring out of him, and just this interesting dichotomy is what's drawing your attention there. But without any formal prayer, so to speak, it just kind of is where your thoughts lie. And you do practice your magic, and you're starting to get the feel that there is some innate power within you, and perhaps you can tap into it.
And I'll go wake Nova.
Hey there.
Hello.
You
How'd it go?
Nothing interesting of note from my watch. Hopefully yours remains the same, and I'll go over to my tent and get in bed.
Cool.
Nova, if there's anything you'd like to do on watch, it seems to be going pretty much swimmingly.
No, I take my watch duties very seriously.
Yes, you do. And we love you for that, Nova.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye out, an ear out.
Okay. Yeah, no perception check even necessary. It seems to be quiet. You see a little commotion of the sand scorpions that you had thought might be trouble in the troughs of the dunes, but they don't seem to be making their way towards the peaks as the tried and true tails go. So your evening shift, your late morning shift rather, goes smoothly, and eventually it comes time to wake the party for you guys' fourth and final day of travel.
Yeah, I'll wake them all up there. Time to go.
Alrighty.
Before breakfast.
Yeah, fair.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm just we're a ways into this. So I'm just kind of getting bored of
Kind of ready to travel through.
Ready to punch something,
You got it. You guys spend your time tearing down camp, enjoying a quick bite, and making your way. At this point, your water supplies are getting a little bit low, enough that you can probably make it through the day, but you're hoping wherever your destination is, there's some kind of source water. But probably not in the realm of deadly yet. You're just that's just a brief note concern.
Right.
You guys are getting through this day. As you see up on the horizon, just kind of everyone go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Non-natural 20.
Sure. Is that a mod or natural, Erinn?
Mod.
Okay.
Currently, I can only roll 14s on perception checks.
I rolled a 19. And mine was 22.
Can't resist.
15 for me.
15. Okay. I'd say generally you guys are gathering at this point, and for those who don't see it necessarily right away, it's pointed out fairly quickly. There is just kind of like a mound, and then you see kind of like drifting up from it smoke. As you approach closer, it seems to be organic in make, and as you approach even closer, you see it as a pile of bodies.
Pile of bodies?
Yeah, kind of just tossed off to the side of the road.
Ale.
Upon really close inspection, you see they are mostly completely charred, just turned into charred flesh and bone.
Right.
I will walk over to the pile of bodies and bow my head and say, I will return justice to the great injustice that has been done here.
Okay.
Might I inspect the bodies to try and ascertain some sort of what has happened to these
Sure.
individuals?
What aspects are you trying to pull? Like what happened to them, what they are? Might depend on the role might change.
I'm more concerned with how they died. I mean, I know they.
Yeah.
Did you say they were burned?
Yeah, you can tell pretty clearly without even any checks that they were all burned somehow. Whether that's how they died or not, you could maybe do some kind of more in-depth look at it.
Right. Yeah. Maybe can I see some sort of like puncture wounds or?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
Drift. 9.
9. I will say, for the purposes of this, it's fairly clear seeming to you that the cause of death for probably 95% of these creatures was fire.
Right.
You see a couple tears and slashes here and there, just large guts spilled, but then fried over with fire.
Hey, it does seem that these guys died from being burned alive. Minor scrapes and bruises here and there, but there's something that is wielding quite the fiery weapon out this way.
Huh.
We're getting close
Well,
to
that
the hag,
sounds-
are we not?
We're very close.
Yeah, at this point, you guys would wager you're within maybe 5 hours travel from where her den is supposed to be.
Ooh wee.
Well, let's
Just keep pressing
keep
on.
on.
There's not any like signs of what caused this like around, right?
If you'd like to check, you can try and roll, depending on what you're trying to look for. You could roll something.
I just kind of want to. I guess I would like to roll to see like an investigation check to see if like there's any evidence.
Scuffle, perhaps, marks. Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Sure. A 5.
5. Nothing is strikingly clear to you currently. It just looks, there's marks around it from what seems to be some kind of thing dragging bodies here and there, but they come from all over. It's hard to follow, and they disappear in the dust pretty quick. So they don't really lead to anywhere for you to go look.
Sure.
But they were not all piled on top of each other and then breathed on. You gather that. They're probably some kind of fire was set to them somewhere else and then placed there. That's what you're gathering.
Could I see, just real quick, do they have any belongings on them?
Yeah, if you'd like to roll an investigation check and dig through the corpses, you are welcome to.
No, I don't necessarily want to dig through. Just
Maybe just start
anybody
with
on
level.
top.
Sure.
I'm trying to ascertain if this was a robbery or just pure aggression.
Sure.
Not with a 6.
You see charred scimitars, arrows, things like that. Making out the sort of make and model of who these people might have been through all the fire is really tough.
Right.
Sadly, you can't really get too much of a beat on who might have been the people getting burnt, and you don't find any useful tools or accoutrement that you could realistically sell for more than a copper piece or two due to their horrifyingly burnt condition.
All right. Yeah, that's about all I got here, folks.
All right. Is that it for everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we should move on.
Very good. You guys continue on into the evening, unless there's any qualms, and you start on the horizon now. You are seeing what looks to be almost wheat-like grass, and as you approach, you see kind of tall stalks of what almost looks to be like a tilled farmland. In the sand, you're imagining whatever's growing here has to be pretty minuscule, and the stalks are probably no taller than, say, your chest at tallest.
These aren't the wheat fields I was in before, right?
Correct. You don't see any resemblance to that whatsoever. It gives you the gentle waving kind of pattern, but and you feel that reminiscing, but it's not quite exactly the same in any stretch, honestly.
Right.
But you do see this, and the road kind of cuts through that. As you continue along, you gather you are about where this place should be, and on either side of you, in this otherwise completely sandy desert, is kind of this strangely placed field of wheat.
Can I cast Pass Without a Trace on us all?
You absolutely may. Go ahead and mark off a spell slot. Or can you do that as a ritual? If you can, you go. Just if you're ever doing something as a ritual, let me know. But otherwise,
I
go
can't
ahead
do
and-
it as a ritual. So.
Am I sounding weird or looking laggy at all?
No.
No.
Not really, no.
Okay,
Not on Discord, at least.
my CPU is through the roof, and I don't know why.
Or-
Okay,
Is
I will
is
not.
the Twitch stream up?
In the background though.
Weird.
I guess if I sound and look okay, I'm not worried about it. Just want to make sure.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Cool.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, to us you look all right. So hopefully it records it and streams it just fine. We'll have to see. But you guys continue on through the night. You get to the point where the moon is probably up where you would stop. But you also wager you are about where the map says to take you. So it's up to you to kind of try and figure out what to do.
Alderia, do you know this kind of terrain?
Let me think to my inner brain.
I will say, for the purposes of this, you are very familiar with wheat field terrains for reasons you and I both know.
Yeah.
What would you like to do with that knowledge?
I like it. Wheat.
I'm a wheatie.
I don't know.
I'll go over and touch her, and I'll say, "Help us find this evil hag's den," and I'll cast guidance on her, which gives you a D4 to add to an ability check for a minute. So get your ability check out.
Should I check something?
Perhaps investigate.
I'll investigate.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
I
Go ahead and roll.
Should I do like an investigation or like a nature?
I would say if it depends. If you're using the map to try and guide you, go ahead and roll. I would say you could roll an investigation check at advantage, because Nova would be helping you. Otherwise, you can roll a nature check, and the DC might be a little lower, just because you're familiar with the territory. Either way, you get to add your guidance, though. So it's up to you. If Nova is helping you, you could do an investigation check at advantage. Otherwise, you could just roll the nature check, and the DC might be slightly easier for you.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, either investigation or I'm really good at survival. I guess I don't know if I can apply that to.
Let's say, yeah. Sorry, did I say nature before? I meant survival. I meant survival check.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I will help you.
Okay.
If you're proficient at survival and Erinn, you want to roll a survival instead of investigation, I would let you help in that regard too. So
Okay. I'll do a survival.
All right, go ahead and roll survival, Aldaria, with advantage and a die 4 extra.
$23.
23. Pretty adeptly, she kind of picks out a lightly trodden path to the easternmost side, because you guys are facing south, so the left, to the easternmost side into the field, and you guys start navigating through, and the grass is starting to go taller and thicker. Off in the distance, you kind of see figures on sticks, kind of out in the fields. Upon closer inspection, you're guessing they're probably scarecrows, and as you approach, the path leads up, continuing, and you guys are all currently kind of surrounded by these scarecrows. But nothing seems to be happening. You continue through. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you do so?
Maybe continue forth in a stealthy manner.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone has a +10 to stealth right now. I cast Pass Without Trace.
Oh,
Dang.
We're going to stealth. Oh no. Okay.
I forgot how good Pass Without a Trace is. I used that with my DM for so long last
It's
game.
disgusting.
So good. So whoever's wearing heavy armor, go ahead and roll with disadvantage, but everybody add a +10 to your otherwise stealth roll.
No, I will not.
I will not.
Oh wait, yeah. Sorry, I will.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry. I forgot. I'm
So good.
I'm proficient in it, so I thought that meant that I didn't have to.
Oh yeah, anytime you're wearing heavy armor, unless
Yeah.
you find some kind of magical armor or especially crafted armor, it'll be disadvantage with heavy.
So I got a natural 20, so 31.
Okay. Nova?
I rolled 2 15s, so
Not bad.
19 plus. We have a +10,
+10.
Yeah.
29.
All right, Erzan.
I rolled a 6 and 11 plus 2, so 18.
That
Okay.
Pass Without a Trace, though.
And fucking Kylar. What's your roll? Kyler?
23.
23? Okay. Yeah. God. you guys are
Just
you guys
vanish.
kind of enter into the eyelid goes closed kind of thing. You're stealthing through, Aldaria kind of, instructing you guys how to step and navigate, and Nova, uncharacteristically quiet. The rings on your chainmail kind of seem not to shift too much, and you're also helping, help people cover their tracks and to be quiet. As you guys are walking, you hear a rustling into the grass beside you, and you all kind of crouch down really low, and you see atop one of these sticks just a pole somehow kind of shifting its way forward. One of these scarecrow-like beings, you see on its face just these nasty, long,
Having flashbacks to divinity.
long
Game though.
bigger fingers.
Took us like 10 tries to beat those things.
In Divinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my immediate thought when Jesse said scarecrows. I was like,
No, yeah,
They hop around.
they're T-posing. It's kind of shifting, almost walking on a single pole, and you see its kind of fingers long and twig clawed, flexing in the wind. A straw hat kind of being billowed back as hay is falling out of it. It walks directly in front of you guys, going across the path, and just continues on unless you all disturb it, as it is completely unaware of your presence.
We saw them on the horizon, right?
Yeah.
How many were there?
Numerous throughout this field, just depending
Scandal
on
Nova.
where you looked. I will say this much: it looked like they were relatively distributed, but there's a large field in front of you and behind you at this point as well. So,
I will not pursue it.
okay, it creaks into the distance. You hear kind of a breath as it kind of walks past you, ghastly and puffs of dust, and it skirts on by. You guys continue on your way, and eventually, completely avoiding a very, very large field filled with scarecrows. You see a similar dust and sandstone structure with a round port door in it.
That's without a trace hype.
Hype OP.
Hype train?
Yeah, big.
Druids. You gotta love them.
What would you guys like to do?
I'd like to dab for Pass Without a Trace. Probably inspect the door.
What's that?
I guess, do we see anything new now that we've gone further?
I mean, other than this door.
Oh, the door. Okay, sorry. I didn't hear the
Yeah,
door.
yeah. So there's like kind of sand and sandstone on top, kind of Hobbit style, how it like melds into the ground with like a round porthole, with like an old wood.
Can we do like a quiet investigation?
Sure. You want to see if it's what are you investigating for?
If I know, if I don't know, are there windows even looking, or is there stuff outside?
With just a cursory glance, you can tell there's pretty much just wheat field and door, no windows. Most of the scarecrows you kind of see off in the distance are still standing in the grass.
They're all far away from us, though.
Relatively. The closest one you'd wager is probably about 60 feet away.
Oh.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be moving either. It just looks like a scarecrow.
Does this seem like the place a hag would live?
I mean, it's got a familiar porthole door. I'll say that much. Unless there's like some other reason you can think of why you might get more insight.
There's a sign on the door that says "Home is where the hag is."
Live,
Oh,
laugh,
in that
babies.
case.
Live, laugh, murder.
Live. I was just gonna say that. Live, laugh, eat babies.
With my photo encyclopedic knowledge of hags,
You sure are quite close to that. At least sea hags.
does any of that translate into saying, yeah, this looks like a hag den, sort of?
I mean, yeah. It looks like a den,
Yeah.
and hags live in
Yeah.
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 It looks like a den. You saw a live scarecrow roaming around outside. So the pieces are kind of falling together that if it's not a hag that lives here, it's probably some kind of witch or someone who's trapped here. The rhubarb.
Rhubarb.
What do you think
Were
they're
those not?
what do you
Those
think
weren't
the-
wheat fields. Those were rhubarb fields.
What do you think the scarecrow's teeth are made out of?
No. Hey, Alderia, why don't you step aside here? Let me. I can open that door.
Wait. Wait.
You don't smash and grab.
I'm going
Smash.
to.
Smashing.
Augury.
Sure.
I don't know what that means.
It means
What?
she has to consult her necklace thingy.
Our decision to go in here, guns ablazing.
Okay. And how will that?
How that gonna end?
How is that going to
And-
happen?
And if she's just gonna one-shot us,
So you're trying to say like, how tough is this enemy? Maybe. If she's
Yeah.
here.
like,
Yeah. You can try it. Yeah, results may vary. I'll just say that much.
I'm trying to think of a better way to word
I
it.
mean, it's a yes or no question. You're asking it if we're gonna win or not, which
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like if we just kick the door down. I mean, I feel like it's the answer itself. She's not going to be happy if we just kick her door down.
Who would be?
it's also kind of a loud spell to cast.
I'll
I
agree.
mean, I'm just saying I should open the door because I could maybe absorb more of a hit.
All right. Who wants to kick the door down and who wants to come up with some
Well, that was easy.
some smart, stealthy plan?
I'll open the door.
I'll follow right behind Nova.
All right. I'll just yeet the door down.
I'm not opening it
You must
hard.
ask
I'm opening it slowly.
Thank
Oh,
you.
like a.
Hopefully without that.
Norian, enough with that. Or,
Their responses are limited.
who are you in this, Kylar? Zach,
Sorry,
Norian,
my responses are
Kylar,
limited. You must ask
Barnes.
Barnes.
All right.
They
How would you
called
also
me
do
in high school.
Are you gonna open the door, Nova?
Yes.
Right before Nova opens the door, I'm going to touch my holy symbol and say, Tia, bless me and my friends, and I'll cast Bless on you three,
Okay.
which
You guys
means
all-
that
What?
whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw for the next minute, the target can roll a d4 and add the number to the attack or saving throw.
Also, you still have +10 to dex.
to stealth specifically.
Because
Sorry,
it says
buddy.
dexterity checks.
Dexterity quotation stealth checks.
Don't waste any of my blessing, Nova. Let's go.
What is it? What's blessing?
I get a d4 to attack and saving throws.
I will open the door.
Are you gonna bust in, or are you gonna try and stealth in, or what's the process, lads?
I'm opening the
and
door
lady?
quiet. I'm opening the door slowly. How
Okay.
about that?
Go ahead and I'll say go ahead and roll me a stealth check as you do
Would you
so.
like to buy some popcorn?
Yeah, I mean, I guess
cookies?
technically I would offer you
Let's
a
go
sleight of hand check, but I'm guessing the +10 supersedes your want to do that.
Is it a 1?
You said stealth check?
Stealth check. Unless you would like to take the nerf and go for a sleight of hand check, I would allow that too. But
No, I was gonna do stealth.
Sure.
Because I already rolled a disadvantage.
+10.
Plus 10, good, because that's 17 then.
17. Okay.
Otherwise, it was gonna be bad.
17, you said?
Yes.
All right, I gotta pull out the MM for this one. That's a close one.
What's the manual?
Yeah, I rolled a
There you go.
7 and a 3.
Actually,
Yeah.
that means Magic Mingus.
Magic.
Ah.
Magic Mingish.
But I'm so good at
That's
the
what they called
stealth.
me in high school.
I'm so good at the stealth thing that I have a +4.
Let's see.
It's just
So, yeah. Okay, so you slowly creak open the door.
Mhm.
And inside you guys see the following. I will go ahead and pull everybody.
Actually, I
There.
just pulled up roll 20, so
What? Doesn't want me to move you guys there for some reason. There you go.
Let me know when to switch scenes, Jess.
Go ahead and do it. You are now in essentially combat. I'll say the only difference here is that
Wow, this map is
Good.
awesome.
I did pull it off mostly off the off roll 20. So, pardon. But thank
well,
you.
this actually this was on that map that I had, so we're very familiar with this location.
Yeah, pretty familiar. You guys, you see Nova
Frick, she's right there.
in front of you. Yep. You see
Like
looking
staring at
right,
us like,
right at you.
yeah, fuckers.
Just open the door and lock eyes with her.
As you're looking, Nova, as you're looking,
I didn't mean it.
she vanishes completely out of your sight.
Bruh.
Everybody roll initiative.
That's not good.
Oh, this is the best one I've gotten so far.
Oh, so.
I rolled a
Let-
7.
It has 2 digits.
Mine does too, but barely.
Hey, mine too. More
Let me
than
get
10,
some.
yeah.
Let me get some battle music ready for you guys.
Woo!
I think we'll use this one again. I like you. And then we'll pop you into here. Oh, that's not what. I literally just copy and pasted this. Sorry about that. What is... Sorry, it's being really finicky right now. It's like it keeps copying old things that I've written in. There we go. Okay. You guys see this creature disappear from your sights. 20, above 20. 15 to 20?
15.
Okay. 10 to 15.
12. Oh, you guys. Oh.
5 to 10.
7. Kyla.
You dog, Kyler.
Oh, yeah, 10.
I said 10.
Oh, you said 10.
Zach, I think that new software you put on is like doing like a really weird noise gate.
Is it?
Yeah, there's some kind of noise gate on it.
I noticed it like last time we were playing games. Too.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear you. I was looking down at the sheet too, so
That
my
is-
apologies. Okay, at the top of the round,
It's
You
super
see-
inconsistent though. Like you're not quiet all the time.
right?
Nah, just turn it off.
Okay, for the start of this though, just to keep it flowing, for the top of the round, Alderia, you see this creature completely vanished from foot to toe. What did you do?
I'm going to get into a better place.
Okay.
Is diagonal 10?
Diagonal is 5 and then 10, alternating. So, I'd say for this, it's going to be difficult terrain to get through your party members. You can walk by them, but it'll cost you 10 movement for each square you're in them.
Okay, so 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
So I'm out of everybody's way. And then I am going to take my... Trying to pick one. I don't know which one to do. Let's go. Sorry, I'm reading my spells and my forms.
Yeah, no worries.
Remember I said this is the time when I start to get confused by my character?
Okay. We're all learning. If you ever want some help too, let us know.
Casters are fun.
Yeah.
Where she was.
Okay, I am going to cast Moonbeam.
Okay.
Centered here.
Right here.
Yeah, where she was.
Okay. What's the radius on that?
5 foot radius, 40 foot high cylinder.
Right there. You got a moonbeam. Thank you. I was wondering if you guys would notice that Easter egg, whoever did that.
Murder.
Um,
rum.
Red rum.
So any shapeshifter in there must make a saving throw with disadvantage.
Okay.
And if it fails, it reverts to its original form. It cannot assume a different form. And any creature in the spell's area is engulfed in ghostly flame, causing it searing pain. It must make a Constitution saving throw, and it takes 2d10 radiant damage.
Okay. So any shape-shifting creature would be revealed. Otherwise, it just needs to make a save.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What type of save was that? Dexterity?
It is a Constitution.
Constitution. That is going to be an 8.
It's 14.
14 damage?
No, I had to beat a 14, so.
Okay,
it
gotcha.
failed.
Fail there. Go ahead and roll your damage.
What did I say? 2d10. It honestly landed on a curve.
It's all good.
11 damages
11
of
damage.
radiant damage.
Okay. It's hard for you to say. You think you might have hit the creature, but who knows? Is there anything else you'd like to do this turn?
Action. No. No. No.
It becomes engulfed in ghostly flame if it's in there.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Did we see any ghostly flame?
I didn't see any ghostly
you
flame,
see-
so I missed.
You see ghostly flame in the sense that the moonlight is casting there, but you don't see a creature that is engulfed in flame currently, no. As far as you can tell.
Then I missed.
Is there anything else you want to do? No? Sorry, you cut out there. It's easier when I can see your guys' face. That brings us to Nova.
Right. So there's a big old pale blue or moonlight thing over there.
Yep.
I
Doesn't
was
seem to be catching anyone on fire currently, so you're guessing whatever it was had the chance to move.
Let's go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can I stand there, or is that rock in the way?
Stand where? Sorry.
I'm kind of on
right
that
there.
rock.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Is that fine? Okay.
Yeah. The only flavor text ones are these bigger rocks here, like this pile of bodies.
Yeah,
Just like stuff that's added there, this cauldron, but like small rocks like this. Or
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna use my action to dash.
okay. Where are you going?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
So you go ahead and roll me a. Well, actually, no. That's funny. Does a 8 hit your armor class?
No.
Okay, you guys see. Wow, that's really unfortunate. You guys see the hag
Baba Yaga.
reappear right here as you swing by her. You almost feel a brush of air, and then through the air behind you as you're running through her space. She
Could I say I stopped when she swung at me?
Yeah, that would be right where you're at though. Currently,
Oh, okay. Oh, she's got.
she's got
Maybe
one.
she's got reach.
She's got. So when you leave their space is when they would hit you. So like as you're leaving out. So
Okay.
she wouldn't hit until you attempt to leave that space.
You're right. Yeah, I see that now. Weird, like diagonal. But
Right.
that's
It's
that's
kind
my
of
action.
weird how it works. So I usually rule it that like if you're stepping out of that space, that's when they get the
Okay.
chance to hit you, not like before. So like it would be you're kind of in motion already.
Okay, so that's movement, action, and then my new bonus action. I'm gonna hold up my hand
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna call my glaive to it. Just-
Okay. Whoosh, your glaive flies into your hand, calling a strong affinity with your weapon.
You have Thor's hammer.
I've Thor's anything, baby.
That is the creature's reaction in your turn, Nova, which brings us through to Kylar.
All right, so we're gonna move a little bit. 5.
The music
10,
died, just so you know.
Oh, shoot.
20.
What's up with this stuff?
Gimbus.
Rhythm Bot is still here.
I'm gonna give her an ice knife. Cause why not?
Do you guys hear it now?
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Oh wow.
Let me just make sure it's looping. Go ahead and roll to hit with that ice knife. Sorry if I didn't already say that.
That's good. It's a 23 to hit.
Definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage, and then she needs to make a saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. She takes 9 points of piercing.
Okay. Okay. And then she rolls a 18 for her dexterity saving throw.
Well, and she succeeds on the cold damage. So
Okay,
it
so
doesn't
that's
bother.
nothing. Okay.
It didn't say half did, so I assume it's fail.
Yeah, unless it specifically marks that as something that would happen.
Fail or win.
Yeah. Does that end your turn, Kyler?
Yeah, moved, shot an ice knife, calling it good.
Erzan.
All right. Right here. And then can I hold my action until it's her turn to go and then do something?
It would depend on what you're trying to do, but yes.
What I would like to do is hold my action until it's her go and then cast command.
You might as well just do that during your turn.
Well, the one thing is that it's if I command it to do something, it ends its turn. So I want to do it during its turn.
No, it would do it to the end of its turn. That's how command would work.
It says the target falls prone and then ends its turn.
Right. So when it can take an action, it takes the action to fall prone and end its turn. You can't end
I
it
see.
if you're not in.
Okay. Then I'm going to draw on the divine magic within myself and project my voice and say, "Grovel."
Okay. As the radiant energy spills forth from your mouth, you hear the utterings kind of shake the foundation of the ground. Grovel. What's the saving
That's
throw?
Whiz, and it's a DC 14.
14 meets, so she does succeed. You see she kind of grabs a long claw to her head, and then forces out the radiant energy almost in a, pardon my dicing of words here, but a corona around her. She shakes off the magic. Is that your turn, Rizan?
That's my turn.
At the end of your turn, you see she kind of looks down at her hands and starts grabbing her claws and almost drawing blood from her hands. I need everybody to go ahead and make me an intelligence saving throw.
Oh,
Oh, Nova's in trouble.
is that good?
Shut up.
Wait, what
Yeah,
did you give us?
13.
Do we have
Bless.
advantage?
You guys all have bless.
Oh!
So
So
it's
add a
advantage?
D4.
Yep.
Add a D4.
Add a D4.
Hey, that's a 16.
I'll tell you mine, Jess. It was a non-natural 1.
Mod 1. After
Yeah.
the... Oh, you don't have a D4? Okay.
I don't have bless.
17.
17.
$17.
17. And then, Kyler, you said
That's
16, right?
2 D4s that roll the scores
Wine.
today.
That's okay. Everyone succeeds but Erzan. Erzan?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this fight is not going the way I wanted it to. You
Yep.
take 1 point of psychic damage.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good.
You also see right here an illusory
Oh,
version. You believe she is currently attacking you.
Okay.
So that ends the lair action. It comes to Reichma's turn.
so the rest of us see that, but we know it's an illusion.
None of you see it actually. Just Erzan.
But I fully
far as you
believe
can
that I believe that it's the real her, though, right?
Correct. You see two of them, and you think she somehow tricked you.
Got it.
For this round, at the very least, we'll continue the saga perhaps later. um, let's see. I just want to double check one or two things before she takes her turn. Yeah, no, she's pretty content to try and fight you guys still, actually. So she's gonna go ahead, use her action to disappear once again. So she would be right there. Okay, I've got her pinpointed. In addition to this, this kind of illusion is going to try and strike through you, Erzan, as you're being taken aback. Does a 7 hit? Excuse me,
Does not.
9? Does a 9?
Does not.
Yeah. You see the claws coming for you, striking down and almost like wreathing through you, but you dodge out of the way and are preparing for a counter-strike.
Okay.
Don't copyright us Counter-Strike. Alderia, it's your turn.
Alright, so I can't see her.
You can't see her currently.
Well, in that case, I'm going to wild shape into my dragon starry form.
Okay. You do so, and you guys see just kind of the familiar now glow of the stars constellating at each joint in her, and upon her head you see kind of the form of a dragon on her head, kind of glowing as it drifts back into the starry form.
And that's all I can do.
Okay.
Exit
Nova.
mission. No, I'll stay there. I'll stay there.
Stay there. Okay. Nova.
Well, it's kind of a boner kill. I'm gonna use my breath weapon.
Oh boy.
Where are you aiming?
Actually, let me.
For purposes of this, I'll say that rock in front of you is probably like up to your chest, so you could, like, if you wanted to try and breathe past it, you could maybe hit something. Otherwise, the rocks all around you, behind you, are low enough that you could hit any targets in that direction. Anything, pretty much, yeah. That's the only cover near you where your breath weapon would currently hit. Currently miss, rather.
Can I just kind of point it this way?
Sure. So you
15-foot cone.
Okay.
My ice breath weapon.
Okay. What's the save?
Dexterity. Limited.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Oh, wait. Whoa, wrong thing. Con save. I'm sorry.
Con save. Okay. You release the breath weapon. Doesn't seem to have any affliction on anyone, sadly.
Okay.
You hear kind of you guys all hear this throughout as this happens. You fools.
Can we illustrate?
Cavern.
Can we illustrate where I threw
Sure.
it?
Yeah. Yep. So by my estimation, it was a 15-foot cone, so it should be 2. No, right about here. Sorry, because diagonals.
Okay.
So
and I'm just gonna yell there. Hey, she's not in there.
right there, 15-foot cone should be. Gosh, this mouse is annoying. There you go. Right in about this realm. Cool.
Gotta get one of these puppies.
That's a mouse. That's not a puppy.
Is that your turn, Nova?
I don't know what else to do. Yeah, I use my action, so I can't really
She's
hold
tricky.
anything.
Yep.
Yeah,
You could try moving, talking with party members, those kinds of things, but
well, I told him she's not there.
yep.
Fuck it. Let's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Go ahead and God damn you.
Did I find her?
Does a 15 hit your armor class?
No, it doesn't.
Wow.
Oh my god.
This is like that
Wow.
Minesweep game.
Yeah.
You see her reappear as she tries to swipe after you as you run out. You come
Oh.
up to her and then run away, and she tries to take an opportunity attack again.
Wow.
I'm gonna stop in my tracks, use my action surge, and tell
Sure.
her this is how it's done. And she's gonna get a glaive weapon attack at her.
Glaive weapon attack. Go ahead and roll the hit. That's
Yeah.
badass. That's badass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
18 to hit.
18 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. You guys see him start juking, almost like not that this exists, but football style, trying to figure out if he can bait out more attacks. He dodges to one side. Right as he does, a claw appearing first, all the way down its body. This hag reappears. I've got you now. Claws through the air. A stunned look on her face as the very agile, large dragonborn dodges past. Her hulking form, shocked, he turns around. This is how it's done. Cleaves into her with his glaive. Go ahead and
She takes 4 slashing damage. Or I'm sorry, 8 slashing damage.
okay. I was gonna say that's a little anticlimactic.
4 plus 4.
Let me work with something here, Luke.
Those are my
8
turns.
There you go. Now revealed, it is Kylar's turn. What would you like to do?
Jeez. Well, 5, 10, 15, 20. Let's see. I think she's gonna get a ray of frost. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. At this angle here, she's slightly covered. It would probably be +2 AC. Still kind of hidden behind this rock.
You said the rock was like chest height, right?
Yeah, she is pretty big actually. I'll go ahead and give it to you. You're
Okay.
right. She's tall. You guys
it's
noticed
not
too.
great. It's 14 to hit.
14 is gonna miss. Sadly, you see the ray of frost come out. She kind of raises a clawed hand, and the magic is kind of pushed into it, and she kind of shoves it down into the rock in front of her.
Wait, Kyler, +4, bless.
Go ahead and roll a d4
Ooh.
if you haven't already.
I have not.
Okay.
I'm the blessed police.
That brings it up to 17.
17 just hits. She smashes it into the rock, and then it kind of slips out from under her hands and hits against her chest. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Hut for 4 points of damage, and her speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
You got it.
And then as a bonus action, be like, yeah, try this. And I pull my hands apart and I cast Shadow Blade.
Okay.
And
you
now
go
I
ahead
have a
and-
Sword of Darkness.
There you go. Sword of Dark.
Dark in here.
That's a second level spell? Oh my
That is a
god.
second level spell.
That was third. That's really
Shadow
good.
Blade.
Yeah.
Shadow Blade, oh penis.
Oh,
Does that end your turn,
that
Kylar?
does. Move, action, and bonus. All 3.
You love to see it. Urzan.
I'm
You,
going to turn about from where all my companions are.
Yeah, you're seeing.
I don't-
I was gonna say you're seeing now at this point they're turning to fight this other hag, but in your head it just is muddled.
Yeah.
I will say, go ahead and roll me just a. No, you're pretty convinced currently that this target in front of you is your target for this round. So
Got it. Sounds
Okay.
good. Well, I'm going to turn around and whip my greatsword at her.
yeah, you go ahead and roll, and it goes through.
Okay.
Nothing seems to happen as you do so. You're kind of getting the vibe now that something is amiss. Your greatsword went through, but the illusion is very powerful. So
Okay. I don't really know what to do then, so
do
I'll
you
do
have
nothing.
bonus action?
No.
Okay. She'll go ahead and try and maintain the illusion. Go ahead and give me an intelligence saving throw.
All of us or just me?
Just you. The other people are all.
16.
That is a success. The illusion drops as you are currently. You see now the form. Your blade goes through it, and the form kind of then melts
Sure.
away. Left in its place is a small skeleton.
Okay.
Um,
Can I still use my movement, or is that my whole turn?
that's the end of your turn, sadly.
then? Got it.
That does bring us to the top of the round. Reshma, third verse, same as the first. Is going to spend her action to disappear, and then move 10 less feet than she normally could.
Wow, this is really getting old, considering I'm the one that goes after her.
Okay, that's where she is. That's going to be her turn.
I mean,
Aldaria.
I do seem to have the ability to draw her out. You could hold your action until
Yeah,
I
I'm
make
gonna have to because I literally haven't been able to do anything.
You guys are gathering too from this experience as you're experiencing what it's like to deal with these. These creatures deal in tricks and lies constantly. So whatever she's doing it to just she's intending to do this frustrating maneuver
Right.
on you
Time
over
to
and over
bamboozle.
again. Yep.
You're doing me a heckin' bamboozle,
A
lady.
heckin' bamboozle.
She is
right
going
now.
out of her way to make your life difficult right now.
Yep.
And she is relishing. You're hearing this cackling as the furrowed brow placed on Aldaria. Technically, Luke, Nova, rather, you could take an opportunity attack. I'm going to give her a form of cover as well because her ability does not allow for you to actually detect when she's leaving. So if you wanted to, as she's leaving your range now, I'd allow you to attack with your glaive out. But it's going to be hard to hit her.
Screw it, let's do it.
Okay, go ahead and roll. See if you got the general idea that she's probably going one of two directions, so you can kind of wildly swing in those directions.
And I'm blessed on that, right?
Yeah, I'd say
Sure
you
are.
Sure are, bud.
What, please?
$21.
21 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll.
21.
Bless, baby.
Baby.
I will say, for the purposes of this, you guessed luckily. You swung in this direction wildly as she disappeared, hoping that you'd hit, and you did.
Minimum damage, 5 slashing.
5 slashing, you got it. You kind of hear it as blood drips from her. You can't tell where. She drips from somewhere, and it kind of soaks into the ground, and
I guess I don't. I would still try to. He would like lunge out with the glaive.
Yep.
Find purchase and then just yell, "She's here!"
Okay. And you kind of do so, pulling out.
Just kind of keep the glaive pointed at where it was.
Okay. Yeah, and you guys get the general direction she was going at the very least. That was Aldaria's turn. You're just holding your action.
She moved, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Did I?
That was
she
her
moved.
turn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Opportunity
reacting.
attack
on her turn.
Aldaria. Yeah. Sorry.
But she disappeared and moved.
Yep. You're gathering at the very least.
Alright, I
Or
hold
you
my
can tell.
turn.
You'll hold. So just as a point of order, you can hold your action. This allows you to use your reaction to make an attack of some kind when you get the chance, or some other action if you'd like to. You can hold a spell by expending the spell slot and then use your reaction to cast it. Those kinds of things.
Well, I want to move my moonbeam as my action,
Okay.
but she keeps disappearing, so I don't know where to move it.
For sure. So you want to hold the moving the moonbeam action for when you see
Yeah.
her again? Okay, perfect. Is that your turn, Aldaria? Would you like to move or use a bonus action?
No, can't.
Okay. Nova.
Get her.
So she was definitely there.
Definitely in that square where the arrow starts.
Yeah, it's where she was anyway.
Yep.
I'm not gonna assume that I would know that she's slowed. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right, could I go diagonal and then that'll be 30?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, hold up. You, God,
Where does she swing at me?
she doesn't swing at you, but you,
Oh, okay.
you bounce into her right about there.
Just
as you're running that direction. Yeah, you kind of bounce into her. I'll go ahead and say, just because of the nature of this, yeah, nothing. Yeah, you run that far, so
Where is she? I don't see her.
You don't see her.
Oh, I don't run into her?
You run into her, but you don't see her. You stop 5 feet short of where you're going because you bounce off of something you can't see, and you hear kind of a from right in front of you.
Oh, okay, right in front. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Let's just swing wildly.
Okay, go ahead and roll with disadvantage.
Oh, wait, no. Hold on.
What do you got?
I'm going to look inward, call upon the my newfound powers. Do you let me? Could I drop my weapon as a free action?
Yeah, for sure. Picking it
I-
up would be an action. But if you're looking for switching weapon stuff, as long as you go one switch per turn, it doesn't take any actions. If you go book, weapon, book, that would take an action.
Okay. I'll drop my weapon as a free action.
Sure.
Since this spell has verbal and somatic components, I need both my hands.
Okay.
Burning hands, 15-foot cone right in front of me.
Okay. Yeah. So you
dex save.
Wow, she's rolling good on her saves. Can you do that for your hits, please?
Wait.
19 for her dex save.
She's saved. She's gonna take half.
Yep. And you kind of hear a as the burning hands erupts from in front of you. Just as a point of order, if anyone's wondering, that is in this realm.
Cool. So I rolled 10. She's gonna take 5.
Okay. Down to that number of HP. Perfect.
So that was
You kind of hear
movement. Movement action. As my bonus action, I'm gonna hold up my hand to call my glaive back to my hand.
Mm-hmm. That's dope as fuck.
Right?
Glaive back in hand now. It kind of swings through the
It's
air.
like I almost don't want to take
lands perfect in your hand.
I almost don't want to take Warcaster because that's so cool.
It is really dope.
Like just drop my weapon, cast a spell, call it back.
That's really cool. That's really dope. Is that your turn, Nova?
Yes.
Kyler. You
Does
know
the
she's
flames
in that
reveal
realm.
her?
No. I know it's really frustrating to hear, but for reasons that you do not know, she doesn't seem to be revealed. Just you know that she was hit in that direction as you hear the grunt of pain.
Well, then.
And Nova indicates that she's right next to him. You
And
see
I
him
ran
pop
into
up.
something invisible over
Right,
there.
so you can guess pretty good where she's at, but she's not revealed.
Right. Well then, I'll move here, and then I'll cast Ice Knife right here at her.
Okay, targeting right here.
Yeah,
Right
where
there.
I think she is, where I saw the flames hit.
Okay,
Wow.
I will say go ahead and roll an attack with disadvantage. If you hit a modified AC, you'd still hit her.
With a disadvantage, I rolled a 21.
21 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And she makes a dex save. It was.
Yeah,
Or
she's gonna
con?
take flat 6 damage,
Okay.
piercing, and then she needs to make a dex save against cold.
So 6 damage there. God, I'm sorry, you guys. This is the worst type of rolling for this encounter because I'm rolling good on her saves but bad on her attacks. It's a 16 to hit.
Damn it!
Or 16 to save.
It was 11 points of cold damage.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, well.
Again, I wish the dice were rolling such that I was hitting and failing, but this
Right,
is just
and
how
then
it
I just
goes
kinda-
sometimes.
hold my sword up and get ready.
Yeah, fair enough. You are holding your sword up and getting ready. That's Kylar's turn. Urzan.
I'm pretty sure I have to dash to get over there, right? 5, 10, 15, 20,
5,
25, 30. This is 30.
This here could be 30 as well if you did diagonal. If you did straight diagonal, 5, 15, 20, 30.
Oh, true.
But this would also be 30 if that's what you prefer.
I don't really think it makes a huge difference.
All right, hold on. 5, 15, 20. No, sorry. This would be 30 here if you wanted to go straight instead of diagonal to there.
Okay.
Up to you.
Instead, I would like to barrel rush, run, so dash to right here as fast as I
Sure.
can.
To where? Sorry, I didn't see it click. Okay.
I'm fine. It's right here.
Okay. With all 60 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. You get to this square here when you hit it, run into something.
Okay.
So you can pull your mini there. There you go. And there is currently a large presence kind of.
Can I move the moonbeam at any time, or do I need to wait until she?
Your reaction was held until you can see her. So I will say currently you can't see her. So probably not in this instance.
Okay. That's my turn.
But spoiler alert, you'll probably see her pretty soon. So hold your horses. That's Erzan's turn. The lair action is now null because you have all succeeded. That brings us to her turn. Frustrated, she will not you. She will reappear, materializing in front of you. Nova. That does trigger your reaction, Alderia. You can use your action to move the moonbeam. Okay, and then what does that cause? So it's a deck save?
Constitution.
Constitution. Sorry, there's just a lot of different stuff juggling around, so
14.
can't remember every spell off the top of my head currently, but that is a 10 for her save.
She fails.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
15.
Ooh, wow.
Not bad.
Radiant.
That's the most
Yeah,
damage
not
anyone has
bad.
done by almost double. That's that number there.
She's engulfed in ghostly flame.
Yep. You do see her engulfed in ghostly flame now. The robe starting to pull upwards with the radiant magic kind of licking at it. Yeah, you fools. Even if you take me down, the Night Mother will have her way. Rears up to claw at God, Nova. Oh, man. Does a 15
Yes.
hit?
No.
Oh my god, I want to die.
Rip.
I balance this fight against you guys, and you guys are fucking flattening her.
We're the ship brigade.
Yeah. It's fine. Don't worry about it. That's Reshma's turn. Alderia, what would you like to do?
Just continue.
Moonbeaming.
Well, typically, I think an effect like Moonbeam would be when you start or end a turn there.
It is for the first time they enter, or when it starts a turn. So every time she starts a turn, she's gonna get
Gotcha. So you can do
It's
something
all-
else now if you want. You're just concentrating on that spell. You can still cast other spells, shoot arrows, I don't know, whatever you'd like to do.
I will shoot a guiding bolt at her
Mm.
through
Okay.
my star map.
Go ahead. Yeah, you see, you pull out the star map and it starts spinning, and you concentrate, and the reflection of light comes out in such a powerful way that it's almost like a beam of starlight in this concentrated direction. Go ahead and roll the hit.
I get a +4 from you, right?
Die 4. 1 die 4.
Yeah.
Man, she has not hit any of you guys yet. She's done 1 damage to Erzan.
She got me.
17?
Wrecked him.
17 just hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
You added your plus, right? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Damage.
God. She has a good bonus to hit, too. I don't... This is rough.
The dice tell a tale.
The dice tell a tale, indeed. Maybe the Night Mother will provide more challenge for y'all.
13?
Maybe.
Maybe.
13 damage.
13 damage.
Radiant.
You guys see this kind of starlight constellation begin on Reshma. On her back right shoulder, you see this kind of glowing star kind of like spewing out into the air. And she is hissing and looking gross already. Is that your turn, Aldaria?
Do any of my friends look like they're in pain?
No.
No, she's
All
done
right,
1 point of damage.
All of your friends look like they are.
Fantastic.
We're good.
Well, in that case, I have nothing to do.
Okay.
I'll just stay back there where she can't touch me.
Nova, it is now your
Physically.
turn.
Does Guiding Bolt do anything for me?
You would have it. The next attack that is made has advantage.
Right. Big
Against
glaive energy.
big BGE. Is not what this lady is, the BGE. But your BGE can go in a roll attack.
Natural 20.
Hey.
Go ahead, and you take 400 points of psychic damage. No, you go ahead. That is, I believe, the first critical attack of the game. So roll that damage and double it, bro.
Take a picture of that for posterity.
Oh, you're good, man. So just as a
I
clarifying,
like to tweet it at you just so you know.
Do it, tweet me.
Double the
Double the dice, not the
Double the
bonuses.
max damage.
Yeah.
24 slashing. Spin the glaive backwards.
Oh my god.
With exactly enough damage.
Wrecketh.
Exactly.
It's exactly lethal.
How would you like to do this?
Nice.
That's impressive.
How would you like to do this?
Into like the clavicle. I don't know anatomy.
Sure. You
This is the
right there,
sternum.
and then,
The,
and then up
That's your sternum.
into the
you
sternum and
see-
up.
okay.
Oh.
Okay.
This is your clavicle.
No, up. You see,
was
she's
close.
raising her claws at you. The life starting to the joy starting to drain from her eyes as she sees her fate before her. She's reaching down to claw into your shoulders as if she's going to try and just wrench you apart. But as she does, you kind of do a spinning maneuver and turn your glaive upside down up into her sternum. Then using your arm as a lever, you split her like from sternum through chin straight in half. Curse you. She slumps over onto the ground, dead.
Nice.
I will get that music changed for you guys, and you can exit combat. So you guys, I'll put you back on the cartoon drawing page. You guys have successfully sundered the shit out of Reshma.
Woo.
Wow, that's the worst I've ever had a quote unquote boss fight go.
Well,
I'm like humbled. You guys, I know the players are usually super, super advantaged typically, but that was the least I've ever seen any enemy do ever.
One.
She did 1 point of damage.
Drunk.
Literally. All right.
So what up with that weird bed with the skeleton in it?
Yeah, I was hoping someone would ask about that. So that brings
Like
us.
there was a lot of weird in there, but that was
That was truthfully that was more of just me kind of goofing around. But yeah, there's a skeleton in her bed for sure. Whatever.
whatever.
I had fun with this.
It's normal.
I wouldn't call
Oh,
it
your
normal.
healing potion is all gone.
My healing potion is currently empty, similar to Reshma's life. Gone.
Went
how
down about as
full are
easily.
you? That's
Yeah.
enormous.
I just can't even. I'm sorry. I'm in shock. What would you guys like to do in Reshma's lair? You guys have a lair before you. You saw the boiling cauldrons and the skeletons and piles of bodies. Notably, the main pile of bodies you guys see, it's kind of near a pool of water, but there doesn't seem to be any runoff into it yet. And additionally, it is currently there's no the main thing you might be wondering probably is burn scars. You don't see any on these ones. So to kind of push through that quickly, if you guys would like to pick this up, we can roll loot and then call it a night. If you'd prefer to,
I was just about
yeah.
to suggest that.
if you guys would like to wait
Tyler's
and
bedtime.
save
Yes.
the role play opportunities.
Yeah,
Should be
definitely.
light.
I want to take some time here.
Sounds good. So yeah, we'll save once again ending in a hag lair.
It's kind of our thing.
Yeah,
It's
thing.
become thematic now, so we have to do it.
Just every session from now on. Well, luckily for you guys and for me, I will be scaling creatures up and down regularly throughout this campaign and rebalancing. So hopefully we have a real encounter next time.
She couldn't beat the quadcasters.
No, man. Force spells too strong.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, I don't have a lot of spells.
You're
But I have
still a
no-
caster, though.
Yeah.
I have a lot of spells.
And my DC is trash.
My DC good.
Well, you know you're using your other modifier for that, right, Luke?
Yeah, but
That we
it's
talked
still.
about. Okay, just wanted to
12.
double check. So let me just make sure that I got this right before I announce that you're level 4. Okay. With that, you guys do so far able to maintain the one session per level. You maintain that pattern and get to level 4.
There's only
Woo.
16 more times playing together, and then we're done.
Yeah.
And then we're done. That's
Oh,
all
Yep,
we
that's
got.
how it works.
Trust me, the system I've developed for this it's going to slow down.
Yeah, we're gonna taper off eventually.
It'll slow down.
That's
guys are
usually how it
doing-
is.
you
Like
guys are
level 5 is
doing-
usually.
Yeah,
that's where the real
which is
fun
okay. That's
It's
level
I will
5 is
admit-
like when things get cool, though.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit this system will probably it's designed to be a little faster than like your traditional like level 20 takes 40 sessions kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
But-
Thaddeus made us play for like 20 sessions, and we only ever made level 5.
We did not play 20 sessions.
It was like 20 sessions.
It's like 7.
It's a little fast. It'll slow down, but it will also be faster maybe than you guys are used to. I wanted to make it a little bit more palatable for campaign length, but
Yeah.
to be fair, I might just stop halfway through if it feels like we're going way too fast.
Right.
But that's more of a discussion topic. We can talk about that in person, or maybe on our podcast thing. We can talk about the details.
Sure. Are we rolling Luchski?
We are rolling Lusky. Everyone, go ahead and give me a D100 roll, please.
53.
96.
Good job.
Jesus.
Okay. Aldaria,
96. God. 81.
81, and Nova.
4.
You got a good spread.
So Nova, with your 4,
Ow.
you find a simple-looking but large flasked red potion.
Hmm.
Well, just for the sake of this, it's a superior healing potion.
Cool.
Oh, excuse me,
Nice.
greater healing potion.
I was about to say, oh, really?
Yeah, greater healing potion.
That's like 1,000 gold piece potion.
I mean, we just sold a 2,500 gold piece flute, so.
Yeah.
For the scaling up now, for the 53, Kyler, you find a viscous blue liquid that when you shake it, it sparkles kind of orange flecks.
Oh, pretty.
Sparkly orange. Neat.
Let me just take one quick note.
Over lips, past the gums. Look out, stomach. Here it comes.
Aldaria, with your 81, you see a kind of large. Go ahead and roll me 1 second. I need an extra roll for this. My bad. Roll me a die 6.
6.
6, okay. And then go ahead and roll me a D100.
Another one.
Another one.
38.
You pick up probably
863 gold.
a gold coin-sized yellow gold gem. You would wager this, and Kyler would help you identify it as a topaz. Fairly well cut.
And brooch.
And brooch.
But yeah, you find this like gold coin-sized topaz.
We're the only ones who get that.
Yeah,
Oh, Josh
sorry,
is in
Homeless.
chat.
Oh,
I guess-
Josh gets it too.
Yeah, the topaz brooch.
And then
Yeah, we'll take
for
some
the
time
96.
to identify the wealth later.
Oh wow, you get a cool one.
Nice.
And remember, you're not forced to hold on to this thing. You can trade as people deem useful and stuff. It's just what you're getting for your more personalized loot. You find this robe, kind of patchwork, Erzan,
Mhm.
and it just seems kind of ordinary, other than the fact that it has a bazillion patches all over it. So yeah, that's what you have. Go ahead and 1 second. 2. Go ahead and give me. This is a complicated item. So go ahead and roll me 4d4 to start.
Okay.
Now that you're laying back a little bit, Luke, we can definitely see the tan lines.
Yeah, I don't know if my skin
Yeah.
has shifted tones
Well,
throughout the
they're
night,
probably
but
a
I'm
little
looking
warmer.
at myself and I'm like, yeah, it's so noticeable now.
You were wearing
Yeah, that's
sunglasses
rough.
for sure.
Oh
It
yeah,
was total of 10, Jess.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a.
That's so,
Okay, I actually have to roll the next, so we'll do it off screen. You have an item that is a robe with a whole bunch of patches on it.
Okay.
And you will eventually have the opportunity to attune to it.
Can
Cool.
can Kyler tell me how much my little topaz is worth?
Yeah, if you'd like to cover that now. Kyler, go ahead, and if you'd like, you can roll a Jewel Crafter's check with your intelligence modifier.
16.
16. You're gathering that this is probably in the realm of, say, 75 gold piece worth. Just a nice gold piece sized gem. Rare, but not unfounded.
An uncommon item, but worth a fair penny.
Yeah, great for decorations, perhaps enchanting, if that's your thing. But with that, unless there's anything else you guys want to cover, we will end tonight's session.
You send aloe.
Please.
I would like to greatly apologize that my monsters can't hit and laugh.
that made me feel really cool, so it's all right.
You had an awesome fight there, my
With
man. That was
strongest
hilarious.
boys.
Natural 20 to finish it off was poetic too. Wow.
Yeah,
Natural
that's dope.
20 and max damage on that
Yeah,
roll
yeah.
on the dice. That's
The
crazy.
only thing I wish is that it was slightly more crazy. But other than that, you guys had a really good fight, despite
Yeah.
some frustrating setbacks. So.
It's okay. Urzon did nothing the whole fight, so it balances out.
Yeah. So
He
did
Except
Ray.
for-
be playing.
Except
Ray did
for-
the same amount as you.
Except for a bless.
He
Yeah.
Got
took
that
that
off.
came in clutch.
That breast was
Yeah.
huge. Bless was huge for sure.
Bless is disgusting.
he took that 1 point of
Mayhem.
psychic damage for the team.
Swung
Yeah,
it.
he did.
Yeah,
he
dog.
did.
Yeah, you were the tank.
Thanks,
That's
guys.
Dang, we have 9 viewers right now. That's not bad.
What
What's
up,
up, everybody?
viewers?
Adventure.
Thanks for
time?
watching, guys. We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thanks for everybody.
Yeah, for real.
Much love. Damn.
All right, everybody, say goodbye.
Bye. You're
Bye.
back on
Bye.
Thursday?
Pleasure. We'll see you guys next week.
Next
I'll be
week.
streaming
Yeah,
on Friday.
next week.
Wednesday.
Bye.
Happy
Bye.
holiday.